Okay, guys, and this is week two of many weeks ahead. In fact, too many weeks ahead. For this course, and it's very nice weather. Okay, let's get started with our um, Microsoft 365 services setup, and we're gonna be doing. We'll create an account here in at the developer one. I did kept hearing that previously as well from other sources, but never created one here. So we're gonna actually give it a try. It did say in the documentation that this 90 days trial account has all the features to offer that we actually need, and we just need all the Microsoft 365 E5 features, right? So we already okay. So here for this is a chat for developer account. We have to have work or school email. No, and Sandeep says no as well.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
recording.
yes, it is recording. Thank you for the reminder. And all right, so let us go ahead. And first thing is that we're gonna create our free trial account. So first thing is that we're gonna create our free trial account. And I'm going to record that. So obviously, whoever was not able to follow this can then follow as well. So this is the link. I'll just put that link again in the chat, WebEx chat, as well as what is app, WhatsApp chat, and the link is oh, okay. So in WhatsApp there was some chat going on. So I'm just gonna put that link there from which we can start creating an account. So if there's any issue later, if there's an issue, we can always switch back to the original plan where there's a free trial E5 for 30 days. Okay, but that is not developer, this is developer. So developer features are more here, although we are not developers and this course is not intended for development. ONK. So let's go ahead and I'm going to click this link and let's go ahead. So guys, one more request is that um, if there's a problem following me in the lab, then please don't follow me because it is being recorded. The main thing is, do you understand the concepts? But then the second main thing, or the second most important thing is, did you do the lab yourself? So that is equally important, but my request is that let me cover as much and record it in the video and then you can do the lab throughout the week. And this is a group created, WhatsApp group is created for that purpose. That if you're stuck somewhere, you can just ask in the group, and we will all jump in to help each other. And yeah, so otherwise, I can help you troubleshoot quickly if you're stuck. Yeah, just share your screenshot of the error in the WhatsApp. If you're following me during the class, if you're fast and you're doing it fastly, and you're fastly following me, then it's okay. I wish I had that domain name, fastly.com, but somebody already has that. Anyway, so if you do it fastly, then it's okay. If you are going for it slowly, and then yeah, you will slow down me as well. So um, then sit back, try to understand what's going on, and ask questions as well, and then do the lab at your own pace, but at least do it 2 times. The more you do the lab, the confidence level increases. Otherwise, just seeing it, you won't have that kind of confidence in the interview. ONK. So I'm just going to click that and let us go ahead. If anyone wants to share your credit card with me, that's okay. I just wanted I'm just kidding. Okay. So here, as soon as I click the link, it just says that there is free Microsoft 365 E5 instant sandbox here. And it also says domain name would be mytenant.onmicrosoft.com. Renewable E5 subscription expires on January 5. Wow, 90 days. Are you kidding me? Administrator account would be this. Yeah, that's what we've been doing with other account as well. Cut your configuration time from days to seconds. Be your own administrator and prototype apps and solutions on your fully pre-provisioned sandbox subscription. So sandbox just means that it's your test ground, and you can do whatever you want there and test all the features of Microsoft. Includes 25 user licenses. So we used to get that. We can get that with the other one as well, free trial E5. What is E5? It is Enterprise 5. It has the most features, or all the features that Microsoft can give, or Microsoft has. They offer in Enterprise 5 or E5 account. There is another license that is E3. Then there is a lower one, E1. Obviously, the features are lesser. It's cheaper when commercially you purchase it, but the features are also lesser and lesser. Right. Then there are other licenses as well, subscriptions as well, like business, then business premium. And in fact, I purchased one Microsoft account just for my own online business. So that is, I just pay $18 for that. Some people actually pay $7 per month for account where they get an email and one, I think, online MS Office as well. And then they can create their own domain. So if you have your own company, you can also just create a very, very cheap Microsoft account with basic business services. So, okay, then pre-configured for side loading Teams apps. Okay, so Teams app we can use pretty much all the apps of Microsoft during this 90-day trial, and fully loaded sample data with 16 sample users, user data, and content to help you model your solutions. Well, this is a developer side of sandbox environment, so they give some pre-populated user data as well, as if it's a company with a lot of users already there. Easy access to pre-provisioned core Microsoft 65 workloads and capabilities. Windows not included. So there's a Windows 365 for online. They have created the Windows offering as well, but it's not included there. We don't need that too. All Office 365 apps, yes, that's what we need. Everything you need for Power Platform. Well, no, I'm not going there, but yeah, just for introduction. Um, oh, okay, so uh, issues. Um, so yeah, one student was saying, okay, so here we were talking about uh, this. So Office 365 Advanced Threat Protection. Yes, we're going to visit that. There's a lot of security tools there. Although security course, this is not a security course, but whatever feature we can grab our hands on while staying within the exam objectives of the 5 courses. It's already five. Okay, so advanced analytics with Power BI. Now, that's not the area we're going to be going for, but it just means that if you have huge amount of data, suppose you have thousands and thousands of tables with rows and columns, and you want to run some analytical application analyzes, oh, okay, there are these, how many of those thousands of users are male, how many are female, or how many are employed, how many are non-employed, and who gets what salary and what kind of job they're doing. So it's all about analytics, right? There are so many fields that you can go when you're doing development as well. So anyway, where this is just, I'm giving the purpose of that. Enterprise mobility plus security, EMS. Yes, this is our area. Um, we will be going through. So we're about to create a free Microsoft 365 E5 instant um, a sandbox, and I'm just explaining what are the features inside, and it's going to be 90-day free trial. So enterprise mobility plus security EMS. Yes, this is what we will be needing because um, we will be doing mobility, which is Intune. So how to configure your company's thousands of devices like iPhones, Android phones, and tablets and obviously the desktops and laptops, Windows, Linux, desktops, and Mac. Well, we're going to go for Windows, but obviously you can just see then what is the procedure for Linux and Mac as well. But yes, we would need the enterprise mobility plus security EMS for compliance and information protection. Azure Active Directory for building advanced identity and access management. This is obviously the core of our course. This is the most important thing, Azure Active Directory. And then obviously many other things that are important. If we go down users, so 25 users, go to subscription, sample data, users, mail and events, Microsoft Teams, SharePoint will be there. Hmm. Well, I pretty much need all the applications there, the mainstream applications that this course revolves around. Okay, so anyway, this is just an introduction to what we can do here. SharePoint framework, Teams, Outlook, Excel, PowerPoint. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's just create that now. Enough introduction. So,
Sir,
guys, you were saying?
sir, who already create the 365 account, they also need to create the sandbox also, or just one?
No, just the 365 account. We don't need the sandbox, but just this. Now we just need to log in with, and then I'm going to be checking all the services there. So guys, that's what I was about to say as well, that um, you that we're going to try this because this is 90 days, and the other one that we were going to actually go for is 30 days and expandable to 60 days. But we're trying this, and I think for documentation, I see that there all the services are available that we really need. Anyway, even if all the sources are not there, I need Exchange Server, I need SharePoint, I need Azure Active Directory. So that's a pretty big portion of our course. And I need Intune. So that is also there. So pretty much 90% of our course material is, or exercise ground is there. And it's 3 months. Wow. So that's amazing. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead, guys. And we're going to be creating that. So the link is already in WhatsApp. You can just click that link. And once you're on this page, let's go down to join now. Okay, yeah, that was me. So yeah, here, but I do like sound effects. So join now, and once we click the join now here, if anyone wants to share your credit card with me, you're most welcome. Just what's happening on this man? Yeah. How much money? Just kidding. So here, once we are there, so it says that, hey, do you have a Microsoft account? If you do not have a Microsoft account, then you need to create one. Obviously. Okay, so obviously, what we're gonna do is so anyone has a Microsoft account like Outlook.ca. If I do have, but I'm gonna still create one, right? So that it would be a totally start. Right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and create one, and this will be a new Microsoft account first. Once I click the create one, then there is a create a new account. Okay, so there's a new account here, and we can just name it, well, Master 5 in 1 06 May 2023. And yeah, you can just go for something unique, and you very well know what I'm gonna put. Samosa. Okay. So that's my account number and name there. Create account, and then I'm gonna click next. So you can just go for something unique, your site. It would be better if you put your name there as well. It's already uh, very less words here. Like we have reached 20 words, so maybe username could be 50 words. Just kidding. Okay, let's just next. Seriously, enter the email address in the format someone at example. Obviously, what's going on here? I mean, it's supposed to just give me the email address. Anyway, get new email address. So I'm gonna go down here to get a new email address as well. Seriously. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna copy this. Control C. Then I'll click this. Get a new email address. Um, so guys, those who are left behind, you can just try to understand and then do that later as well. I'll just go for create a new email address, right? So there is at outlook.com and there is hotmail.com. Oh, Hotmail is still available. Wow. Seriously. Okay, so outlook.com. I'm gonna put that full email address there, full ridiculous email address there, and then I'm gonna click next. So please don't put samosa yourself, otherwise, anyone will be accepted. Just put something else. Next, and then create a password. So yeah, go ahead and create your difficult password. You can go for class password, small ABC, capital ABC, shift 123 without shift 123. So let me just put it there. Class password. But you can put your own difficult password. Just do one favor. Don't forget it. Class password is small ABC, capital ABC, J123 without shift 123. And I'll just put that here as well. All right. So, but I am putting something else. Seriously, it's just giving me some password recommendations, which are my very, very, very old passwords, and I've changed them already. So, what am I doing here? I'll just put password, and I was gonna click show password. Seriously. Okay. So, I would like information. No way. Okay. So that's it. I'm gonna click next. And nowadays, what is my name? What name I go with? I'm just kidding. So here, Amir Rizal. All right. What's your name? Next. Okay, which country? And birthday. Seriously, I want to hide my age, and this is discrimination, outright discrimination, right? So this is not good. No way. No way am I putting there. Uh, yeah, on school, right? Okay. So here. Okay. So create account, please solve the puzzle so we know you're not a robot. I am not a robot. What's the puzzle you want to give me? Account, use the arrows to rotate the animal to face in the right direction of the hand. Wow, nice. Uh, rotate the animal. Oh, okay. Okay, is that good enough? That's good enough. Okay. Submit. Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, I will save that as well, I guess. Oh, come on. Okay, so I'm now logged into this and join the Microsoft Certified Developer Program. Finally, we're there with this ridiculously long email address. So I'll put that in my slide as well. So I could remember it. So if it's info, then I put it at the top. Info for me actually. So otherwise I'll forget it or five get it. So here, select country or region, and that is Mars colony. Just kidding. So Canada company is Cloud. You can just put any company you want. Engineers Academy. It's a huge one with one guy. I accept the terms and conditions of Microsoft Certified Developer Program. That certain data will be collected from use of Microsoft 365 developer subscriptions. Okay, just collect data. Yeah, I would like information. No way. Okay, next application. What is your primary focus as a developer? Seriously. Applications to be sold in market, custom solutions for my own customers, applications for internal use at my company, personal projects. Okay, personal projects. Well, you can just put anything here. They're just, for the marketing purpose or future. What areas of Microsoft Switchway development you interested in? We will show you resources, tools, and training to help you get started. So SharePoint related stuff, but not exact framework. Uh, just show me all. Entry platform. Not gonna use Power Platform, but okay. Well, it is Power Platform offers you a lot of automation. Um, so obviously we're in the developer side, so they're putting a lot of developer tools there, right? So I'm just gonna click save here. Hopefully we get what we want there. We just need basic applications. Okay, there you go. Welcome to the Microsoft 365 developer program. So far they didn't ask for a credit card, which is cool. Close.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, you did not select any of the Microsoft needed data, user data, or
No, no,
like you
was there
select
any
one
option for
on the top one.
here? Here?
No, the back we already
Yeah, it's gone. So, well, there was,
okay.
I think I missed something then there. Whatever boxes were there, I clicked all those. But if you saw some more boxes, go ahead and click. It's just a trial subscription. We can always enable that anytime from the settings as well. Uh, okay. So, okay, guys, here, it does say show a lot of solutions. So we're showing you content based on the preferences that you selected to add or change your. So we can always go to settings and then see all Microsoft 365 resources. So set up E5 subscription. It hasn't started that. I think that's where it's going to ask for a credit card. So we're on this page, and I'll just share that if you're there, because now we're going to set up E5 subscription. That's where we need to work actually. So I'll put that screenshot in WhatsApp as well. And I'm going to click that set up E5. We are unable to complete this request. Sandbox provisioning is currently disabled due to a technical issue. Are you kidding me? Like, anyone else got this? If you're following. So,
Yes, sir. I got it. I got the same defender
okay.
here.
So they somehow knew our intention that we're going to be using that. We're not developers. So there was a red alert there. All mine's created. So Jamin says it created. Hmm. Same message. Okay, Pausias is so hey, whoever's in Ontario, we're getting this message, right? Jamin, you're in Calgary? Whoever is in Toronto, GTA. Okay, so guys, we need to move to Calgary to start this course. Jamin, let us know how the rent is there and how far is it from Toronto, and I can arrange a bus as well. Okay, just kidding. So maybe because it's new created account, but Paul says, yeah, maybe it's a new created account. Oh, guys, those who got it, did you use your old accounts already created way back accounts?
Yes, sir. Created it way back. Use
Oh,
my
and that's
primary
why it's
account.
working for you, right?
It's not working
Hmm.
for me. I used the one I had from like way
Hmm.
back, a primary account, and it's still not working.
Oh, okay, so that is also happening. They're just trying to choose people, and they didn't like so few of us. Just kidding. So anyway, they're saying we're able to complete this request. Sandbox provisioning. Okay, to plan B. We basically need E5 services, right? So we're gonna stick to this. We have an account here. We will come back here. I'll just take that link and put it there. That whenever once the error is gone, we will again try to create E5 subscription inside developer sandbox
So is this available in a couple of days? What it
well,
says?
that's what it says. That's what it says. So,
Like
so this means
they might be doing some
background
maintenance
search.
maintenance
No, okay.
job.
So okay, guys, here we see. Oh, guys, I just selected this refresh. Those who are still on this page, can you just click refresh on the browser? You see this page pop up. Click refresh the browser once only. You see this page pop up. Uh, so those who got the error, just refresh. And if you see this page pop up, yeah, it works. Okay, Paul says it works. So this is exactly the page we need actually. So it did pop up for me. So because I need instant sandbox, includes everything you need to build Microsoft 365 apps and solutions. The sandbox is pre-configured with 16 fictitious users. Our team sample data pack with App Studio and custom apps pre-configured and data for Microsoft, blah, blah, blah. So it says that it's going to create that expired, E5 subscription. That's what we need, right? Configure as a Sprague subscription can take up to 2 days to provision, and you must manually
So
add.
how this page become available?
I just mentioned that. Can you click refresh once
Okay.
on my screen if you see that? So guys, I need to go ahead. So it's instant. This is what we need. If you click that and this box comes, it's okay. If you refresh the whole page and this box comes, it's okay. If it's still not coming, then please wait, but follow what I'm doing, or at least understand what I'm doing, right? So I'm going to click next while instant sandbox is there. And now it says country region. Seriously, I hope it's worth it all. So it's North America. Yeah. Your region cannot be changed after sign up. Admin username. So you have to put your admin username, and it's Amir admin. So you can just go for your first name admin. I'm just going for Amir admin. And the password is, well, there's a class password, and you can go for your own different difficult password, DP. So here, I'll go for the, oh, it didn't like my password. Are you kidding me? Okay. No. Your password must be 15, 20 characters and must include uppercase and lowercase. Yeah. Numbers and one or more of these symbols. Yeah. I did all that. You kidding me? Okay. I'll try something else, even difficulter.
It should be different from the one you created in the email.
Yeah, it needs more complex password. Now, uh, okay. 15 to 20 characters. Yeah, that makes sense. So I have very long passwords as well. Um, oh man. Okay. It's personal now. Please. What's going on? What am I doing? Admin password, confirm admin password. I'm putting all kinds of fictitious factors here. You kidding me? Okay. Small ABC, capital ABC, shift 123 without shift 123. Then um, shift 456 without shift 456. Is that okay, Microsoft? So small ABC, capital ABC, shift 123 without shift 123. Shift 456 without shift 456. Whew, okay, that worked. Okay, so just need longer class
Sir,
passwords.
sir, without shift 456 is not necessary. ABC, capital ABC, shift 123, and without shift 123, shift 456 is also fine.
Oh, okay, that's great. I just went for it, so I put it there as well. But yes, you can make it a bit lesser. Up to you. That's good. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, guys, so you can make it lesser as well. So go ahead. Your instant sandbox comes with 16 fictitious users. Install use alternate password for all 16 fictitious users. Default password for all fictitious users is the admin password. So whatever password we gave here will be the password for all the users as well. Otherwise, whatever the users they create, otherwise, you can, whatever password you put now, that will be the password for the fictitious users. I'll just keep it as is and go ahead. And since this is going on, I'll take a screenshot of that. And I'll put it in the WhatsApp. Continue. So Canada and 647-554-9446 and send code. Wow, man. Okay. Code on the way. There we go. So 60079. All right, set up. Oh, man. Serious. Okay, there you go. Your Microsoft Certified Developer subscriptions. Learn more about the blah blah. Domain name is this 0xbsc.onmicrosoft.com. Enable E5 subscription expires on August 4, 2023. Administrator is Amir admin at 0xbsc.onmicrosoft.com. That's a domain name, free domain name that is. There's 9 user licenses and 16 fictitious users are there. Now, we're kind of good here. I'll just share this in info as well. Okay, and this is in WhatsApp now. If I go, we're showing you content based on the preferences, blah blah blah. Okay,
It gives
so
you
yeah,
a domain name, Amir bhai?
this is the domain name. No, this is a free domain name. Whatever ends with dot on Microsoft is a
Mhm.
free domain name, right? Jamin says in the chat, can't we choose a different domain name here? Well, okay, this is the discussion I'm going to be doing now. Exactly, we're going to be doing that. But yes, that's going to cost you 99 cents more. But we're going to be purchasing domain 1 year domain for our from GoDaddy.com as well. We're going to add that domain to this subscription. But that I'm going to be telling later. But right now, it's the free domain name, the whatever is created. We're gonna use that. Okay, cool. Okay, guys. So that's what we have created here. Now we just need to go for build Microsoft 365 solutions. Learn more
Sir,
about how.
this one is giving me error when I continue. This one is saying when I put the region and phone number, it's saying we cannot continue with the sign up process with the following reason. Your validation was unsuccessful. So
Validation was unsuccessful. So yeah, if there's a back button, you can go back. Otherwise, you can start from that link that I shared and then try to go through the whole all these steps again.
okay.
But validation means that email you've provided and the phone number you've provided. So any of those steps will validate, and there could be some issue with that. So try to check back and then try to click the link and reach us. So guys, there's a go to subscription here. This is the area we're going to be using to subscription, right? I'm going to click that go to subscription, and hopefully it opens the tab on the other. There is another tab now, redirecting. And yes, it's asking for the username, the password for the admin, and that domain name. Guys, everyone, those who are following 0xbsc, is that your domain name? Obviously, it should be different, right? So is it different for you, this wording?
Yes, it's different, sir. It's
Oh,
different. It's for me 665j3t dot
ah,
on
okay.
Microsoft.com.
Yeah, it's very different.
Oh, okay, it's different for everyone. That's great. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna be going for the password. What was one of the issue 123 123 issue what was the and sign in, and okay, saving that too. Action required. Okay, security defaults are turned on to keep your organization secure. Set up other authentication methods to use multi-factor authentication. You have 14 days until this is required. So yeah, we're going to be setting up multi-factor authentication as well, which is very, you know what? Let's just set it up now. Because this is so important. Multi-factor authentication, you must be authenticated from two factors. One is the email, other is the cell phone. So it is very important. So no, don't ask later. Configure it now. This is the first thing we should configure. Like so many hacker attacks happening So never take this light, the multi-factor. Okay, so I'm just going to click next here. And what I prefer is that if the text comes and it indicates instead of that app, that we have to use authenticator app. There you go. So I would try to deviate from that. I don't want app. I don't want to use the app. Just send me a text code and I'll just put it there. Because texts are, much faster. So I want to set up a different method. I want to use different authenticator app. No. So I'm going to go for, I want to set up a different method. I would prefer text. Right? So if I go there, so use a method, it says, and yes, I want to use the phone, not the authenticator app. Although we have Microsoft Authenticator there as well, and then you have to open it and then see the numbers, 6 numbers there that appear for 30 seconds. You have to put those numbers right away. But yeah, I'm gonna go for phone and confirm. And then it says it's United States or is it Canada? So it's that number 647-554-9446. To me code. All right, another code. So I'm gonna just put next here, and 960-617. All right, next. So SMS verified your phone was registered successfully. Yeah, that's what we need. We really, really need to configure multi-factor. In fact, with your email that you check every day, whether it's Yahoo, Hotmail, Outlook, or Gmail, do sub multi-factor as well. Okay, anyway, next. And great job. You have successfully set up your blah, blah, blah. Oh, done. Yeah. Done. Let's go ahead. And do we get to see this? All right. Welcome to Microsoft. We're so glad, blah, blah, blah. With the work, blah, 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 all in one place. Okay. Can I just click anywhere else? No. Next. Right. All right. Now we're here and we have created our E365 subscription. This is exactly where we want it to be. And you can see on the left side this gray icon, admin center. This is our headquarters. This is exactly where we will be throughout the course. Majority of the time we will be in this. We're going to be clicking that. All other applications are there, but now we need to quickly confirm that do we have all those enterprise grade applications that we wanted for this course. So I'm just going to click this admin gray button now. And okay. So here it's gonna populate slowly. So it's the show all that we would be very, very interested in. So every R is all right in French. Okay, anyway, so show all.
So where is
And
the admin button?
yeah, see this admin button, gray admin. So this is what you need to click. And then it gives you this admin center, our main headquarters. And when you click show all here, yes, this is what we wanted to see. Security, compliance, endpoint manager. This is Intune, right? Intune. And Azure Active Directory, exactly. That's where we're starting from. Exchange, then we're going to switch from Active to Exchange. SharePoint, Teams, endpoint manager, everything's there, which is Intune. And we're good. This mean, oh, Paul says it's different. 1040, 1046. I think it's yeah. I'm reading Paul's old message. That was different for domain. I remember now. Okay, sorry. So yeah, security, compliance, endpoint manager. We got it all there. So we're kind of good. That's it. So if you all got it, so this is where we were supposed to be. And strangely enough, they didn't ask for a credit card. So after 90 days, maybe they will be asking for a credit card, and that is so good, amazing. All right. So now,
Sir, only you are after our credit card, not Microsoft.
yeah, this is cool. CC need. Is it the same from free trial? No, the free trial we were going to go, it was 30 days and it was gonna be, it would have asked for a credit card. Yeah. So, yeah, Paul saved us all. So, Paul will be the chief guest for today. And whatever Paul says, we have to follow, except for the class cancellation. Anything other than that, or so you saved us, getting to add CC. All right. Yeah, thank you, Paul. So let's go ahead, guys. Another reminder: anyone who's planning to go for Azure Fundamentals 900, please go for it. It's something that you must do ASAP. Um, Even if you're going for bigger jobs, so AZ 500, AZ 900 really gives you a boost because you have to give AZ 104 anyway. But 900 would really be very good. Yeah, so how about Microsoft 365 certificate? Yeah, so for 365 certificates, actually there are um, different certificates. If I go to my website, I put that link there. I'll be putting the photos and certifications. I'm gonna be creating a page here as well for that. So for this particular course that started last week, April 29, so I put there on my website MS 102, MS 220, and AZ 104. So these are the courses that you can do with Microsoft 365. MS 102 is, if I click here, it's a study guide for MS 102 Microsoft 365 Administrator. So that's the full Microsoft 365 Administrator. And this is on the website as well. So I'll just put to that web site. And you can just then click that link. So it's all about Microsoft 365 applications there. Deploy and manage Microsoft 365 tenant. So that's what we're going to do. Users and groups, we're going to go through that. Manage roles, yes. Implement and manage identity and access in Azure, yes. Implement and manage authentication. And manage secure access, threats, implement that. So this is pretty much Microsoft 365. Then there is a purview that arrived recently, and more practice need to be done on that. DLP, data loss prevention, very, very critical. We're going to be doing a lab on that. Very, very important lab here. So yeah, those links are there. If I go for another one, that is MS 220. So you can go for another Microsoft 365 course, and that is troubleshooting Microsoft Exchange online. So that is also, we're going to be going through Exchange. Exchange is the backbone of every company, pretty much every company now. So we need to understand Exchange in depth, how it really controls and secures and make compliant all the email messaging, and how to save it from hackers and everything. So this is going to be first thing, or very one of the most important applications that you will be handling in your job environment. So we're going to be going there. This is the other exam you can. It says here this certification will retire on July 31, 2023. You will no longer be able to earn this certification after this date. That certification renewal will be available for at least 6 months after the retirement date. So they are saying it's going to be retiring. So is there an alternate for that? English language, blah blah blah. Down to 20. Troubleshooting Microsoft Exchange Online, but they didn't say which one is coming in. But they will normally what happens is it's not like Exchange server is going to be thrown out. So companies totally depend on that. So they will change the name to something else, but it will still have all the features of Exchange Online, right? They always keep changing the names. and they add or remove a few questions and few features there. We're going to be going for the latest features of Exchange Server. So whatever new name they give to the exam, obviously it will be still about Exchange Server. Okay, so these are the two exam related information I put there. But for SharePoint, yes, there are exams. I'll be putting those as well there. If you want to give SharePoint, nobody gets SharePoint actually. It's Exchange Server, maybe Intune, but definitely AZ-104 that are most important exams that you can give. So, yep, there you go. That said, then we're going to be going back to, so that's where we are. Now, from here, what do we do? Again, guys, you have to repeat all the labs. You must repeat all the labs if you want to be comfortable about the technology, right? So from here, once we put that, let's just open some of the admin centers here just to get some more familiarity. And also, is it working? Okay, anyway, so here, if I go to Azure Active Directory, let's just click that Azure Active Directory first. So I'm going to click that. And this Azure Active Directory, okay, so it's asking that who are you? So I'm going to say I'm the administrator. Is good. But Azure Active Directory has recently changed into Microsoft Entra Admin Center. It used to be opening only Azure Active Directory, but they recently changed, and some new features have arrived very recently here. So Microsoft Azure Directory is now connected with two more major features there, that is permissions management and verified ID. They're still in the process of fully integrating it, and okay, and they're also saying that gradual IPv6 enablement from April to June 2023. Please review and update your named locations and conditional access policies to avoid any service impact. Please migrate from MFA server. Yeah, okay. Some of the upgrades going on, so they're announcing that. But anyway, it's now Microsoft Entra Admin Center. The name of the admin center is Entra. Otherwise, it used to be called Microsoft Azure Active Directory only. And yeah, we're going to be going through that as well. I'm going to explore what is this. So Mohsin says in the chat, is there any certification on Exchange on-prem? On-prem. So, Mohsin, yes, that's a very good question, because whichever company, job announcements I'm seeing, many of them have on-premises Exchange server, and um, so the certification for the on-prem has expired already. Uh, if you want to know how to install on premises or on the laptop Exchange server, I can share all the previous videos. I used to teach that in George Brown College and other colleges, that how to install on premises Exchange server, right? So, and all the features of on premises pretty much the same. Other than that, you need to know how databases used to be installed, and how to make the databases highly available on premises Exchange server. So uh, you can just let me know in the chat, WhatsApp chat, or in the WhatsApp group here, that if you can share, I can share the on-premises Exchange server old videos, and hopefully I have the software as well. You can just install the whole thing in your laptop or desktop environment if you want. But yes, they don't. I don't think they have on-premises Exchange server certifications anymore. It's all already online. In fact, Exchange um server certification. It's about to expire, or event for engineer, browse certifications and exams, top Exchange server courses. So if they have, hopefully they have earned Exchange Online Support Engineer and Troubleshooting Screen. So there's a Support Engineer certification that is also, that's a 220 track. If I go to support engineer, this version will retire on. Oh, troubleshooting and support engineer both are expired. You kidding me? So what is then inspiring? Okay, that's expiring. Opposite of expiring. Anyway, so yeah, these are the only two they have, and which has the word exchange, and they're both online. So yes, they don't have any more Exchange on-prem related certifications, but Exchange on-prem is pretty much there in big companies and or in older companies where they haven't moved yet and they are about to move. So yes, learning about Exchange on-prem is still going to be useful. In my older videos, you can see and follow. I will share that with you if you get in the group. So yeah, there are no certifications for that. Okay, guys. First thing in Admin Center, we see that there is Azure Active Directory. Okay, sure. Just give me a reminder, Mohsen. I already forgot it just now. Just kidding. So yeah, but yeah, I forget so fast. So much going on. Okay, so Azure Active Directory, we clicked it's opening fine. It's now no longer Azure Active Directory. It's Entra Admin Center, and online things change real fast. Also, there is Exchange. So let's click the Exchange and check what opens as a tab. So this is the Exchange server. It again asks, at who are you? We say we're the admin. Then the Exchange enterprise grade application, no admin center, and one opens. Okay, so that these are all the features of Exchange server. There's a classic Exchange admin center as well that used to look like that, and the classic one actually is how it looked like in the on premises as well. But we're gonna obviously go for the new version, new look, but it still has pretty much all the same features that on premises has, other than the database handling and high availability features there. Okay, so that is handled by Microsoft now because obviously it's online. This is Exchange Server. If I go to Admin Center, which is our headquarters here, Admin Center, then we have the other one, Sharepoint. Okay. Let's click the Share and Point, Sharepoint, and it opens another tab here. You can see the those icons for each enterprise grade application admin center. I'm just gonna first say that admin. You can see that this is admin center. Uh, for Exchange, it is E written here, the tab. Now you can see the green S. This is the SharePoint admin center. So there are so many tabs that you're gonna get used to. So get familiar with the icons that which tab is which, right? Although it starts with Exchange, starts with SharePoint, it starts with Home, which is exactly the admin center home. So that also is helpful. So this is SharePoint. And SharePoint, if I click Show All, so it has a lot of features, active sites and policies and settings and content. It is directly connected with uh, OneDrive, enterprise grade OneDrive as well, storage solution, right? So Microsoft 365 storage. So we're going to be covering both SharePoint and OneDrive and their compliance and security policies and recommendations in the production environments in companies. So if I go back to home or the admin center, the headquarters, then we have Teams. So this is for sharing meetings and conferences. We cannot live without Teams now. In production environments, in companies, this is what we are heavily using all the time. And this is how they know that, okay, we are online and we are working from home, because your status goes away if your mouse is not moving, and your status is green if you are working and your mouse is moving. So even if you're watching movie while working from home, just keep your mouse moving. Just kidding. I don't do that. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna click Teams here, and so yeah, I'm the admin, and there's the Teams icon. It should show the name as well. Teams, SharePoint, Exchange. Right? So Teams is blue or T, blue or purple. So here, skip tour. This is also very important that it helps you do meetings and conferences, and it gives you the local Toronto number for anyone who wants to connect to your meeting. Then there are all those features there. So that there's a lot of stuff here, huge stuff for big corporates. Right, so we need to understand that. So I'm going to go back to home again, and then This is the endpoint manager, very important for your resume as a critical skill. And you're going to be, so the endpoint manager is Intune or how to, so let's take that and put our, we're the administrator. So this is Intune and it has the A. So endpoint manager, MSFT. A, this is endpoint manager or Microsoft Intune admin center. And this has, um, that's where you can handle thousands of company devices like cell phones, desktops, laptops, tablets. So it becomes really tricky. Each step becomes tricky because now you're controlling employee devices, right? So that's going to be very interesting labs there to how to control laptops and how to register them here, and then how to put security policies remotely and monitor them, and how to deploy apps there as well. So pretty interesting. Okay, and then if we go back to home again, so these were applications we're going to be visiting. Endpoint Manager, Azure Active Directory, Exchange, SharePoint, Teams. We'll be going from time to time for any of the security application, security features in these applications. So it will take us to compliance. Sometimes it will take us to security. Sometimes, but whatever the security application or features that are within these main enterprise grade applications are there. So they're going to take us to compliance or security from time to time. Now, other than that, there is Intune. So Jamin says in the chat, yes, Intune is like SCCM. Oh yes, Intune is like SCCM. Intune is the online cloud version of SCCM. It's not as powerful as SCCM, System Center Configuration Manager, SCCM, System Center Configuration Manager, but it is still powerful. And during pandemic, it really showed its power, and seeing that so many companies adopted Microsoft 365 after seeing the power of Intune to remotely manage and control and secure devices, right? Because remotely people are connecting to your online infrastructure and accessing your critical data. And data is the most important asset of the company, right? If it's stolen, your company goes down in days, weeks, months. So anyway, can we? Mohsen says in the chat, can we deploy OS from Intune? Yeah, no, yes, and okay. So what I do in my company, when there's a new or onboarding, I have put a feature called autopilot. Uh, First, we download the operating system, which is a new un there's no security hardening done on that, so it's just a or the inbuilt operating system that is there that comes with that. So operating system is already there, but we security harden it with Intune. So no, Intune does not, we don't use Intune to deploy an operating system. Yes, we can do that technically. It takes then 4 hours just to download the operating system. It's pretty, but you can have operating system available yourself in the local network and then deploy it to your laptop. Security, how to secure the whole operating system, every nick and corner of that, and deploy automatically apps. So Intune comes, then jumps in. It's pretty good. So we're using Intune in our environment, and whenever there's a new employee and new laptop is there, so operating system is already there, but we really secure it. We put a huge amount of security policies there. External or security auditors have given us a thumbs up for green thumb, seriously. Okay, thumbs up for all this configuration. So we're good. So that's what I'm going to teach here. It's so exciting and interesting. All right, so let's get to go and ing. I'm just gonna go back to home. Oh, I'm already there. So then the last part would be the Azure AZ-104. After we're gone through all this, so and I call it a deadly combination. So AZ-104 plus these applications All these skills must be on your resume, and then your resume becomes powerful in terms of any company that has majority of Microsoft products. Then and there are so many companies that do have that. Although you should be good with or knowledgeable with AWS Solutions Architect Associate course or AWS Cloud, and some familiarity with Google Cloud is also good. But overall, yeah, this is very important. But guys, so far we have talked about all the environment. We have created the environment, online one, and then we have talked about it. But now, what's the plan for to end day today? Okay, so the plan here is. So the plan is that we're going to import for this. I'm going to go back to the slide and start putting the plan. So this is done. Create a few user account. So you need a free email you already created or create a new one for this. So that's what we learned. You do not need to put a credit card. That's what we saw. So I'll just put yeah, as I was saying, yeah. And then also it offers all the mainstream enterprise grade application admin center. Wow, many words. Okay, so that's done. And what's the lab we're doing today? So let's talk about the scenario. The scenario is that we are opening. You are the administrator. Okay, let's start it this way. You are the administrator of a small company that is going to connect its local, which is also called on-prem. So let's stick to the terminology. On-premises environment, environment slash branch network to online Azure M365, Microsoft 365 subscription. So that's what you're going to be doing. And we need to connect our on-premises environment to cloud. So we are pretending that we have a Toronto branch with a domain controller. So what is a domain controller? I'm going to be explaining the whole thing in the diagram as well. But we have a domain controller in the branch, your Toronto branch with a domain controller having 390 users. I have a script that does that. So 390 users. So there's no specific reason for that. Why 390? Why not 400? So domain controller having 390 users. We will be synchronizing these users from on-premises to cloud on-premises Active Directory. Active Directory is just offering authentication, authorization, counting. I'm going to be explaining the whole thing in the diagram again and again. I'm saying so on-premises Active Directory to cloud Azure Active Directory. Purpose of synchronizing users from on-premises to cloud is to let the users use newly purchased cloud subscription and applications in a secure manner. So that was the purpose, and that's what every company. That's the scenario for pretty much all the companies there out there, because majority of the companies have um, on premises. Bigger companies have on premises a local branch or branches, maybe in New York, Toronto, and then they are uh, having some cloud presence or a lot of cloud presence. So every company is on different stage right now. So if I go back to this, what we're going to do is, so suppose there's a Toronto branch here, and that Toronto branch has has a domain controller here. So there's a physical server. So let me use some of the diagrams from the well, this is it, the viewer. Yeah. So I'll just quickly grab some from here. So normally what happens is companies would have these physical servers, right? So these are the physical servers. Many of you may have seen that live. That you put, these are the full rack servers, and those physical servers have some kind of virtualization solution. So that would be majority of the or 90% or 80% of the companies have VMware hypervisor installed. Hypervisor does what? It hosts virtual machines, right? So majority of the companies will have that. That's today's environment. I'm explaining that when you join a company or you're going for an interview, so expect this to be there. And there will be virtual machines on top of that. One virtual machine is maybe domain controller. The other virtual machine is a file server. People are saving all their files. Third virtual machine is a web server. It's intranet, and all company announcements are there. This is a database server. This is a print server, so all the prints go there. Other file server, and it goes on web servers there, and so all kinds of virtual machines are there. And those virtual machines are having one thing or one application or another that hundreds or thousands of users are using. So one of the virtual machines here is the domain controller, because the domain controller does the main thing, and that is it provides you, the controller provides any Windows machine that has Active Directory installed inside. Any Windows server operating system that has Active Directory installed, Active Directory is a role. So then that server is called domain controller. So any Windows server that has Active Directory role installed in it is called a domain controller. And what does Active Directory offer? Active Directory offers obviously the main things there. Active Directory offers, that is authentication, authorization, and auditing or accounting. Some say auditing, some say accounting thing. So that's obviously the most important thing. Exactly, Jamin says AAA. So now, guys, anyone can quickly tell me what's the difference between these two guys, authentication and authorization? Quickly. Nice example.
Authentication means like who can log into the service, I guess, right? And authorization means who can access to what kind of resources onto the domain.
Okay, exactly. So authentication just says that or tells us, oh, this is our guy or not. And authorization is, okay, this is our guy, this is our employee, but he or she cannot access this color printer or that scanner or that file server, and he or she can access that other file server or printer or whatever resource. So that is authorization. And when did the person log in, or how the servers are doing, which folder was accessed. That's all auditing. So auditing equals monitoring, right? Jeff says here, authentication verifies the identity of a user or service, and authorization determines their access rights. Exactly. Well put. Okay, so here we have this local environment, right? And what we need to do is, we're pretending that there are actually 300 users here. Okay, okay. Well, let's pretend here. Suppose we have 5,000 users environment, and they come here daily, and they connect to file server, F S web server, W S print server, P S and samosa server, SS. I wish there was a samosa server. It would just produce samosa. We're just kidding. Okay, so anything else? Yeah. And then there are the many other servers. And what users do is there is that they connect to all the resources over the network. Obviously, first they are authenticated from the main controller. Are you our user? This is $1 million question. I don't think anyone might have an answer for that. Maybe you have an answer, but it's a tough one. What is the authentication mechanism used behind Active Directory? Again, what is the authentication mechanism used behind Active Directory that makes Active Directory so trustworthy in terms of authentication and authorization? There's a thing that is used in the background of Active Directory, and if anyone knows that, wow! Hey, by now,
Single sign-on, sir?
no, that's just a feature of a Active Directory. There's
Is it
Kerberos,
ah,
Kerberos.
there you go.
LDAP protocol, right?
Kerberos. That's said it. Okay, good. Hey, try to keep this guy with you. Oh, that was this guy.
Oh, that was me, Sandeep. Never mind. I'm just kidding.
Try to keep with this guy. I'm still letting you know. See this? Um,
So, ChatGPT.
I'm sure you know this guy.
I'm using it ChatGPT. They're introducing AI, Microsoft Edge, right? Integrated.
Authentication behind Active Directory. Well, I hope it's Kerberos, exactly. And it's a ticketing system. It's so reliable that's why Microsoft Active Directory is also considered very reliable because of that. But chat.openai.com. Be knowledgeable, be fast about search, be quick, and not all searches are always excellent. But if you're knowledgeable, you can decide that whichever answer ChatGPT has given you is correct. In production environment, when we have some troubleshooting to do, so I just then put that whole error here, and it gives me some bogus solution. It's just a search engine. Obviously, it doesn't. It tries to give me the exact correct answer, but then I just say regenerate response. This is a regenerate, right? So if you regenerate, it's gonna give you a bit slightly different source based answer. Then if you don't like that, click regenerate. But the thing is that not all solutions are obviously perfect. You should be knowledgeable to decide that which information it gave is exactly what you needed. Okay, there you go. Crispin also says, Jazz says, Crispin says, Kerberos, exactly. Crispin says Radius and TACAX. Well, yeah, so the basic is Kerberos ticketing system in the background that really, if you know the actual mechanism of how it authenticates, it's going to be amazing. It's just cool. That's why it's reliable, because Kerberos in the background works in a way that it's very difficult for the hackers to really get the password. Okay, so that was question there in the introduction to obviously everyone knows ChatGPT, but yeah, it's kind of it's good for help. Otherwise, Google University is always the other resource. So our purpose of doing things is that we're going to be pretending that we have a branch here, and then the company actually purchased, just like it saw many other companies. Hey, they're all purchasing cloud subscription. So why are we leaving behind? And why cloud? We already discussed that, or it has been discussed before in many forums. And you must have heard about that too, that maintaining your own data centers is always much more costlier than connecting to somebody else's data centers. This is just, cloud is just somebody else's data center, right? So Microsoft offers this SaaS and software as a service, and PaaS, platform as a service, and IaaS, infrastructure as a service. So you got the whole infrastructure in front of you. You can just rent it, do what you wanted to do. When you're done, just delete the whole resources, and you don't have to maintain monthly, yearly, and expensive data center that costs you a lot. So big companies took this job to themselves that, okay, we can afford to have a data center. We can afford to put the state of the art security. So why don't we just offer all those thousands of machines that we purchase to others? And others also thought, hey, now we don't have to maintain our data center. So why don't we just remotely connect to theirs? So that's how cloud is really being adopted very fast. Anyway, here what we're pretending is that the company actually purchased a subscription, E5 subscription, and the company has a lot of applications there. Company needs the users to connect online to Azure applications. In order to securely do that, uh, users must be first authenticated. Users must be first authenticated online before they can use any application, Azure. So that's where then the next question comes. Okay, how do we authenticate users online? So we have 5,000 users here. We want their passwords to be first confirmed here in by Azure Active Directory before they can use online applications. So Azure Active Directory will confirm their credentials and authorization as well. So authentication and authorization will be happening here as well, obviously. But if we want the usernames and passwords to be confirmed here, we need to have those usernames and passwords added here first. It could confirm from its own database the users that are making a connection to the cloud, use the applications. So obviously, either you can start creating the same 5,000 users here as well, John, Bob, and Mary and Jasmine and all other users, right? So you can start creating that, and it will take forever. Or you can synchronize already created users here to Azure Active Directory. So that is, you can do sync of all the users, and this means those users and their passwords will be here, and the same users and their same passwords will be up here as well. So that's going to be then, it's going to be a time saver and the whole information. So here, if in Active Directory you've put user John here, so in Active Directory you must have put the, who's his manager and which branch John is in, maybe his phone number as well, and which department he belongs to. So all that information you don't have to recreate manually again here. Just synchronize all the information here. So the question to you is this synchronization a copy or is it a move? which one is it? Is it a copy task or is it a move task between the two?
Move task.
So
I think it's a
is
copy.
so some says copy, some say move. Why there's a difference? Okay, Paul here says copy, Jazz says move, Jim says copy, Morgan says, and Radha says copy. So guys, what is a move? So move is that all the users have been moved away from this bin controller and put or placed in this Azure Active Directory online. So this means that the users are no longer here. Username information, user and password information is no longer here, but it is here. So that is move. But copy is the user name, password information is here as well as here. That's a copy. Now, the company still wants the same users to keep using the local infrastructure, enterprise grade applications. The company still want the same users with the same credentials use the online applications as well. So that's why, yes, it's gonna be copy operation. So the same users must, the information must be here as well as on premises as well as cloud. Exactly, Jim says. So otherwise, it will be will lose connectivity. So they still need to use local applications, and they still will be using the cloud applications with the same username and password they are using on premises. The same username password they will be using online as well. So all the applications that are offering email services, the services the users are using obviously are email, and that is handled by Exchange. Right? Obviously, users are not going to access Exchange, only the administrators will do that. File sharing and collaboration. So that would be the services used are SharePoint and SharePoint user side, not the admin side, and Teams user side, not admin side. And their devices will be handled by administrators. Obviously, they will be handling devices, but from devices, they will be connecting to all these applications. Those devices will be device management will be done by you. So all these enterprise grade applications play their part to offer the company users a secure and productive environment to work on. So these are the basic building tools of any company. And a company can't live without that, right? Either they will have alternates for that or they will have these exact tools. So yes, it's a copy operation. It's not a move operation. First thing, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a synchronization of the users from on-premises domain controller to cloud, so they can be authenticated with the same username password from Azure Active Directory, the security guard sitting online here, and then they can use any of those services online as well. So the first part of our whole lab is first part of the lab equals that we're going to be create an on-premises environment where we're going to be here, what we're going to be doing, create a domain controller, which means a Windows server, virtual machine with a Windows server inside having Active Directory and DNS installed. Right? Create a domain controller, create 390 users well, we're pretending 5,000 or 390. The procedure is same. 1 user or 1,000 users, it's the same procedure, right? And install Azure AD Connect, and then synchronize all the on-prem users to Azure Active Directory. First part of the lab is this, that you're going to synchronize all the users. Obviously, test the environment, which is hybrid. So this is the terminology we will be using when you have on-premises and cloud environment, simultaneously working together. So on-prem plus cloud together, that is called on-prem hybrid. You're working on a hybrid environment there, right? So test the environment or the hybrid environment, and how do you test that? There are a check if any change you make to the synced users, can we make a change to synced users in on-prem or in cloud? So that would be can we make any change to synchronize users? So I'm going to show that how it works. There's in cloud or on-prem. Right. So suppose you want to change the measure has changed for the user, or the branch has changed for the user, or anything else. So do you make that change for synchronized users in the cloud or where they came from? So that's the point. Okay, so that's the first part of the lab. Then the second part of the lab is lab equals, that is purchase or keep domain name from www.godaddy.com. So this is supposed to be the company name. Company name, you have to purchase a domain name for your company, obviously, and then add this domain name to your Azure Active Directory tenant. Attach this company domain name to all the users, employees, username. Because, so guys, what happens is when the users are synchronized, what happens is the synchronized users, the users synced from on-premises domain controller, on-premises DC is domain controller, where the users are residing, on-prem DC to Azure AD cloud. Azure is always cloud, right? So the users synchronize from on-premises domain controller to Azure AD always are given the free domain from Microsoft, which is their username ends with .on Microsoft.com. The whole planet knows this is a free domain name. Now, if you don't change that domain name to whatever company domain name is, suppose John has the company name. Suppose the company name is bitcoin.com, right? John at bitcoin.com, John used to talk to their clients, email their clients. Oh, yes, you can purchase bitcoins from us in $50,000, $80,000. And the filthy rich guys would just simply purchase those hundreds of bitcoins in that rate. Now, then John's username was synchronized here, and instead of John at bitcoin.com, now John got here John at bitcoin.microsoft.com. As soon as, and John didn't realize that, oh, there's a free domain attached to me now because my username was synchronized in the cloud. So when John sends an email and the same client sees, oh, wow, what is this? John at bitcoin.onmicrosoft.com. Hey, let me ask my tech guys because that's a filthy rich guy, right? Why am I using the word filthy? Okay, that's a clean rich guy there. And then that guy calls a tech support. Hey, tech support, this is a different name here I see for John, and I've been dealing with John for a long time. I trust that guy, but I don't know if this email is from that. And actually, that email came from John, and without realizing that there's a free domain attached now. The tech guy says, sir, this is a free domain. It could be a hacker attack. Please don't respond. While John was saying, we do have more Bitcoins available at very less rate. Can you purchase that? Now John's whole email is unreliable. The company loses a lot of business from clean rich guys. Right? So you have to purchase the domain name from GoDaddy.com or any domain registrar. Whoever you purchase a domain name from is called domain registrar. GoDaddy.com or domain.com or even AWS, you can purchase domain from, right? So then first you purchase a company domain name. Suppose you purchase a domain name bitcoin.com properly from there. You have to attach that domain name to all the users that have synchronized to your Azure Active Directory cloud to use the cloud applications. So you can't leave their domain or full email address ending with a free domain name that whole planet knows is a free domain name. Nobody will do business with you. Your business will go down fast before you even know it. You kept this free domain name with you. So the next part of the lab will be to purchase a domain. So now guys, my suggestion is go ahead and purchase that domain name, which should not be more than 99 cents or $1.20 max for 1 year. So it's less than cheap. So this, our coffee is more costlier than the domain name, right? So that's why you must purchase the domain name before next Saturday. And domain name, if you have already purchased that, maybe in some previous course, just keep it there and use that. I hope you have removed that domain name from your older Microsoft subscription because we need to attach it to this tenant or this subscription. Yeah, that would be second part of the course. You will go to the GoDaddy.com site. Maybe there's a deal going on and domains are in like real cheap, 99 cents, $1.20, $1.30. When you're on checkout, just make sure that it's $1.20 still for 1 year. Then after 3 months, they will let you uncheck the auto renew and then you're good. So don't forget to auto renew, uncheck the auto renew. So yeah, this is for the next week. Before next week, you must have the new domain name there, and go for some cheap domain like your first name, yourname.io, yourname.rd. Yeah, so instead of going for .com, .ca, which are a bit more expensive, unless you're lucky, and they're also very cheap right now. Sometimes there's a deals going on, and then you can see that. So if you go to GoDaddy.com for 1 year, so anytime you can purchase that and just type anything. So Armor Lab Practice. Just want this name for my domain, suppose. So then it starts giving the suggestions, and it says that seriously, .ca is on consent. Are you kidding me? For the first year with a 3-year registration. Oh, if you go for 3-year registration, right? But I need it for 1 year. But still, it's less than cheap. Okay, but anyway, you get that deal with any of the .shop, .club, .live, and anyone that has 99 cents only, 64.10. Oh, seriously, no 99 cents one. There is that. Oh, that's still the CA, only 1 cent. Kidding me? Or 0.1 cents, 0.1 cent. Anyway, .ca also. So yeah, go for any really cheap deal. Make sure when you are purchasing at the checkout, it's still near to $1.20 or something like that, right? So you need to go for some domain name and purchase it in at GoDaddy.com or somewhere wherever you want. Better, or it's a must. Only go for GoDaddy.com. No, it's not my uncle's company. But the thing is that, and I don't have a lot of shares in GoDaddy.com, but GoDaddy.com has collaboration contract with Microsoft. So when we are attaching the domain name to the Azure subscription to connect it to all the end users, so there's an automated process that happens and the domain name gets added really quickly. So that's why my recommendation is to go for GoDaddy.com domain. Okay, guys, so that is part of the lab as well. But now what we need to do is we need to create the whole environment. So Jamin says, otherwise users will lose. Seriously, why am I reading old comments? Seriously. Okay, anyway, sorry. There, let's go for the first, the part of the lab. So the first part of the lab is let's create the on-premise environment. In fact, we have created our online environment already. So we're going to be going for on-premises. Last week I said that, hey, download that Windows and install that VMware workstation. But we're going to install Windows together. I'll give you some customizations there as well. So now we're going to do that. I'll just take a picture of that, and I will put the our plan, and then put the picture in WhatsApp. So we're ready to create that on-premises environment, and we're going to connect that on-premises environment to cloud environment. Then we're going to synchronize all the users from on-premises to cloud. And then we're going to attach a domain from GoDaddy.com to our Azure Active Directory and attach it to all the users. So they should not be unreliable because of the free domain name that Microsoft gives them when they first time synchronize to Azure Active Directory. So hopefully you understand the whole project that we're going for, the whole lab. And if there are any questions, let me know.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
Amir bhai, can you buy now this one domain before we start the project? It's
so
like 1 cent.
yeah. So obviously I'll be buying that, but do you want to know how to go through the whole process? Go ahead. Okay. Yeah, guys, here I think I have.
Can you buy one for me?
Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my name, so you buy one.
Buy one from. Okay. So do you want it with fries or and Coke or?
Yeah. No, I like MikeRazor.com. Okay, is this
Oh, you didn't
possible?
get the joke. Okay. So okay, where can
Combo.
Combo is
combo
good, yeah,
was good.
but
Okay.
it's a it's a lot of uh, not a healthy food, so I don't recommend.
I don't mind, sir. I don't mind healthy. I'll hit.
Okay. So yeah, I can take bulk orders as well. And if you all want me to create your own domains, just send me your credit card information, and I'll just purchase the domain for you. So, that's it there. And yeah, I forgot to ask, do you want spicy or mild? Just kidding, or half and half. So, so Master Ji, Raza bhai, we'll be talking after the class, right? I'll let you know how I'll help you out with that. But right now, purchasing it and then putting my credit card there, so there's a lot more. It's not like credit card less process. It actually deducts that money from the credit card. That's why we're gonna talk after the class, and I'll let you know how to do it.
For 3 years is 1999.
Yeah, so 3 years is 999, but just make sure that you have you're purchasing only for 1 year, and it's still $1.20 or something, right?
We can purchase for 3 years.
yeah, if you want to go for 3 years, it's okay as well, but I'll let you know. And it's better to do it with your own credit card, right? Because you have to log into the account and there's a credit card of somebody else's there, so that's why financial information cannot be shared with the others, right? Unless you want me to have your credit card there. So I'm just going to show you how to do it. Maybe after the class, maybe because you just have to go through the process and make sure at the end check out $1.20, not more than that, or 30 cents or 40 cents maybe, right? Okay, so I will be showing that, but this is for next class. I mean, right now we have a lot to do to create the whole environment first, right? So we still have a whole week for that to purchase that. All right, guys. So now what
Sir,
we need, yeah,
sir,
okay.
sir, my question is, this domain name will be coming in handy for us for later use as well, right? Because if you are practicing this, uh, if you're doing this labs and later when you finish, and then even if you cancel it, it's there for us for 1 year, right?
Yes, like it's gonna be there for 1 year, and if you uncheck auto renew, then
Mhm.
automatically it's gonna expire.
So
That's
if you
what
actually
you,
have a company, then
yeah,
it's wise to buy that in the company name so that
oh
you can use it
yes,
in a later date. Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
You want to show off the whole planet, your resume. Some people actually do that. They just purchase a domain name with their own name, amirshahzad.com, and then there's a resume appearing there with a nice picture. And and they put it in the resume as well. Hey, go to my website and check my resume there. Okay, anyway, so yeah, people do that too. So okay, guys, but this is a process that, yeah, Raza bhai, you and I will be connecting, and then I'll let you know how to safely do that. And let us go ahead. Right, it's for next week. Before next week, you must have a domain. It's for 1 year, so you can purchase anytime. Even now, you can purchase like after the class. All right. So I'm just gonna go back here, and this plan I put there in WhatsApp as well. And so let's create this part of the lab now, where on-premises environment has to be set up. Right. So I'm just gonna go for that, and then we're gonna go for the next part, which is just to connect because we already have that part set up. We're gonna just make the connection between the two. All right, let us go. This is the on-premises area. In fact, I'll just name that this way. On-premises, and we have a in AWS we have a Transit Gateway lab coming. It's a big one, so it kept me awake all night. Serious, but it's so interesting. Uh, and the cloud. All right, guys. So let's create this. What do we need? What are the ingredients? We need so labs. Let's configure our on-premises environment. What we need to do is open the VMware or VM Nowhere workstation, and then I hope you have downloaded the Windows Server OS, either 2016, 2019, 2022, 2022. Okay, that's 100 years from now. And if any one of us is a vampire, then yeah, you will remember this video then. Just kidding. Oh, what? Oh, well, that's not a joke. Okay, so yeah. And now here, I hope you have a download. I have downloaded the Windows Server OS, and then I hope you have installed VMware workstation. I already mentioned that. Open the VMware workstation. So obviously, if it's installed, then you can open it. So let's open that and let's start doing this, right? Um, Paul says my price is different. Are you on Canadian site? Oh, really? Price is different. Oh, seriously? Well, it's ca.godaddy.com. Yes, I'm on Canadian site, Paul. How is your price different? It can happen. So, uh, it can happen. In Topico, so maybe that's not a very rich area. So maybe they say, this guy's from Topico. Let's give him some low price here. Maybe you're in Richmond Hill or the word rich, so they will cost you more than right if you're in Richmond Hill. Okay, let's go back to what I was doing. My big mouth. So here, I'm gonna go for yeah, the VMware workstation. So where's my VMware or workstation? So I'm just gonna Windows D is the key to put everything down. Then there's a VMware workstation, and I'm gonna double click that. Okay, so I have a 16 Pro. There is 17 Pro version as well. There is 15 Pro, 14 Pro as well. So whichever Pro is there, as long as it's a VMware workstation, it's not a VMware Air, no Air, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and there's a create new virtual machine. If you don't see that, some people love to click the close button here, so they lose this window. So in that case, go to file and then go to new virtual machine here, this one as well. Let's click that, and then typical next. And guys, we're installing Windows. So what happens is that, and many of you might know that I do start a workaround right away. Workaround is don't put the operating system now here, because if you put the operating system now and give the path of the operating system, so it tends to give an error during the installation about some license. But we're installing a trial version. We're going to use the free trial, 6-month free trial for this. So I'm just going to go for I will install the operating system later, so we don't get that error. Okay, so click next. And then Microsoft Windows, Windows Server 2019 or 20 whatever. Hey, what ISO I have here? Okay, if I went to documents and pictures, then there's a lot of stuff here that those billion-dollar transactions I do. I don't want anyone to see that. Wish and those. Okay, so OS. What OS I have? Actually, I've downloaded multiple types of OS. 2019, 2016, 2022. It's just a repository I already have. So I'm just checking on the other side, operating system. So guys, what did you install there? 2022 or 2019? Oh, there it is.
I
So
cannot see. We cannot see your window.
now you're able to see. Okay, Jamin says 2022. Yeah, I mentioned that before as well. So there's 2022 here, server eval win server 2022. So I'm gonna just use that. Yeah, so as I mentioned or requested last time as well, please download whichever. They all work the exact same way. 2019, 2022, 2016, whichever you have, you can just use that.
Can you show this page from server ISO? I went there and this this page, but it shows me different images.
Yeah, so this is my laptop folder. So that's why it shows me like this. Your laptop, if you have this operating system, it will show that way, but otherwise, I'm not sure which folder you have in your laptop that you downloaded the ISO. You have to search where you downloaded and go to that folder path.
No. Can you show me the exact place which ISO is 22's ISO?
Exact place. So the online link I will send
The
you and you can
page.
download from there, right?
No, but they have couple of options. Which option should I? They have different ISO images on the same page.
Are
So
you seeing
which
my
one?
screen? Are you seeing my
Yeah.
screen? So do you mean this page?
No, not this page. Microsoft Windows Server page.
Oh, Microsoft download link. You want to download?
Yeah. So just show me which ISO should I click,
Okay. Uh-huh. So, Master G, yeah, why did not download that before? I'm actually looking at that link on WhatsApp, and it was there. This one, and so then you can start download. Uh, it's gonna take some time. Yes. Okay. Here I'm just clicking that. Oh yeah, here it is. I guess. Man, just download Windows Server 2022 ISO. So this is the one. So you have to click this download the ISO. So I'm just gonna put that link there, Rosa. You can
So
just
this download the ISO, that one, right?
yeah.
So
Hopefully you're on that
can you
link.
click once here? Can you click once?
And then you have to fill your information
Yeah, fill it
and
out. So, I was thinking, should I give this all
information or not. Yes, you
info,
have to give
my own info,
your real info. Yeah,
real info?
and download. Yeah. Or
Okay.
just say that you're Tom Cruise and what's the latest movie? Mission Impossible. You can mention that too. Just kidding.
Oh,
Yeah, no, your real info. So here and download now.
okay.
So hey guys, let's go ahead. And so my 16 Pro actually does not show 2022, but Windows Server 2022, but it is showing 2019. It's okay. I have 2022, but I can deploy it in a virtual machine that is set up for it. It just installs the universal drivers there, right? Which works for even other operating systems as well. So if you have 17 Pro, maybe it shows 2022 as well, but it shows me 2019 as well, which is okay as well. While I'm still using 2022. I'm gonna click next. And then this is Windows Server 2019. So it is okay. First thing is this master 5 in 1 master G 5 in 1. I think 06 May 2023. And this is yeah. So date, course name, date, Win01 machine. So just put some name there. That's it. You can just put for your identification anything, name here. So I'm gonna click next here. After putting the it's gonna be installed in this C path, and click next. So here I'm just gonna put 200 out of bad habit, or good habit maybe. But what happens here is, suppose you put here even 800. Your actual disk size is, suppose you have free space left in your laptop disk as 300 GB. But you're still putting here 800. So is that a good idea? Jamin says, can I change the path to different drive? Yeah, Jamin, you can put here, suppose your other drive name is D or E. Put here E and keep the folder structure there, or you just click browse and choose your drives, any folder.
Yeah,
Hmm?
anyway, I saw that the 2022, this says the limit for disk space is 32 GB minimum,
Yes,
and
I was going to explain that.
4 GB for the later on, if you updates or anything, right?
Yeah.
So I mean 40 GB is quite enough.
Yes, 40 GB is quite enough. Okay. So the thing is that suppose you have 200 GB free space left, and I put here 800 GB for the disk space. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? Excellent idea, right?
But you have a less space.
So you think it's a bad idea, right?
I think
No,
Yeah,
you
it's
will hurt my feelings. If you say the word bad, you're gonna hurt my feelings. So don't say the bad. Just kidding. Okay. So the thing is, yes, it looks like it's a bad idea, but the thing is, there's a concept called thin provisioning. Right? So thin provisioning means that in provisioning. So why am I writing here? I'll just write here. So thin provisioning means that means this provisioning. Oh, thin. I wish I was thin. Oh, why did I refer to me being fat? So thin provisioning. Yeah.
You reduce the size. Provisioning means.
No. So thin provisioning is that so what means that whatever the disk size we give here in the VMware workstation machine creation wizard, woohoo, good words, um, is not going to be used on the physical drive. So suppose I give 800 GB, so it's not gonna really occupy 800 GB size here. So then what will happen? So what will happen is it will only occupy that much space on the uh, physical disk as is required by the software installed in the machine. For example, we install Windows Server 2022, and this operating system will take only what 12 GB more or less space. So the actual space taken by this virtual disk will only be 12 GB, but it will grow to this size we mentioned in the wizard. So we mentioned 800 GB while you have 200 GB space. So obviously, if you haven't installed a lot of software, Visual Studio, big software, AutoCAD, very big software, MS Office, big software, you keep on installing big software, obviously it's going to fill up your space. But if you don't install anything more than operating system and some small software, whatever space that software takes, only that much actual physical space will be taken in your physical disks mentioned in the wizard. So that's the thing. And so when I go back to this, when I give here 800 GB, so I'm going to give 200 GB out of habit. It's just the maximum it can go for. So Jazz says that thin provisioning allocates storage space on demand, while thick provisioning allocates the entirety of required storage space at the time of creation. Exactly. Chat Jazz says that. So yeah, exactly. So here, 200 GB does not occupy that space on physical disk of your laptop. Whatever operating system, whatever software you're installing, whatever space it takes will be taken actually on your physical disk. So that's why I'm saying that, yeah, you can put 40 GB here. It's going to go up to only 40 GB. Suppose you do need little more, you won't be able to increase that. Right? So that's why giving that small space will actually backfire for your lab, and maybe you have to recreate the whole machine again
So
in the middle of the
uh,
course.
where we select the thin provisioning?
It is by default provisioned right now. This whole wizard is provisioned. We don't have to click a button for that. It's just in provision already. Okay, so I just put 200 GB here. You can put 100 GB as well. Up to you. But whatever you put there, that's the final limit that it's going to grow up to if we keep on installing more software, which we will not be doing. We're just installing OS. O and K. And this single file and multiple files just means that this disk you want to grow into while it is just a single file, or do you want to divide this virtual disk into small chunks of 4 GB files? Suppose we installed operating system and it is 12 GB. Right? So it's going to be 4 GB, 4 GB, 4 GB, 4 GB, 4 GB up to 12 GB, separate small files. Instead of one single file, oh, it's growing up to 5 GB now. The single file is growing up to 8 GB now. The single file is now attacking us now. No, it's growing up to 12 GB now. Right? So the thing is that if you divide it into multiple files, you can copy those smaller files over the network easily, while one single big fat file you cannot copy easily over network. That's the only difference between the two. I'll just keep it default, but we understand what it is. So let's go next. So now we're going to go for customized hardware here. My laptop, this one is supporting only 16 GB RAM. So I'm going to customize this. I do need a bit faster or a bit more memory here. So I'm going to go to 8 GB here because I have 16 GB. If you have total 8 GB in your laptop, go for 4 GB. If you have total 4 GB in your laptop, go for 2 GB. If you have 2 GB, don't get me started then. Anyway, so 8 GB here, and processor 2 is okay, and network adapter NAT, which provides us internet connection, is okay. Well, the only change here is 8 GB. I have 16 GB. Right? So decide according to what RAM you have. And click close. Then click finito. Remember that we haven't provided the operating system path yet, because it tends to give error. So I'm just going to power on the machine. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to give you an error, which is okay. And then I'll let you know what to do next. So I'm just going to click power on, power on. And it says cannot connect to the virtual device, blah, blah, blah. So we should say no to it. It's just saying that, oh, I can't find any device there. And we say, yeah, whatever. So now it says, okay, I was not able to find an operating system, so I'm trying to boot from network. No, I check the NVMe. No, CD-ROM, nothing in the CD-ROM. So and nothing on the network. So what do I do? So if you're on that stage exactly, then let's go ahead and now give the path of the operating system and then restart this machine. That's what I'm going to do. Right click here, go to settings, go to CD-ROM and give the path of the operating system. And then I'm going to restart this machine. Right? And well, we have to select a link there as well. Interesting. I heard somebody breathe, so I thought there was a question coming. So anyway, I'm going to right click here and settings. And there's the CD-ROM. Okay, so I'm going to click connect, add power on, make sure these two guys are checked. The boxes are checked. Now I need to give the path of the ISO here. This is just a workaround we discovered after, there were some errors coming, installing Windows, and there was no other solution there. So someone in some forum on the internet said, hey, do this. Okay, anyway, I'm going to click browse here and go to the OS. Where is the O and the S? Operating system software. In my case, it is here in 2022. And press O and K. That's all we need. The operating system path and 8 GB RAM, and press O and K. Now, once you press OK, we need to restart this. I need to show you something. Once we restart, it says press any key to install the Windows. So you have to press some key on the keyboard to install the Windows. But the problem here is, see this? there's a arrow, there's a hand coming here, right? Hand. If I click that, now it's inside the machine. Now when I press any key on the keyboard, it will take that key. Suppose Control Alt takes the this cursor out. Now, if it is in the hand position and you press any key, it's not going to take that key. So you have to click the screen, select the screen, and then press the key, and then it will take it. Control Alt takes it out. So now if you press the key on the keyboard, it will not take it. So right, you have to select the screen and then press any key. It will install the Windows. Okay, so I'm just going to right click here, and all I need to do is restart. As soon as I restart, then after some time, it's going to say, oh, press any key. So I'm going to click on the window, and I'm going to press any key. Restart guest, and restart. And there's going to be press any key here. Here. There you go. And you have to select the window and then press any key. I deliberately did not do that just to show you. Now I'm going to do that. Restart again, power, restart guest. Now I'm going to click that screen and press that key, right? That any key on the keyboard. Restart and clicked it. Now the message comes and I pressed any key and then it starts on Windows. Okay. So now, yeah, it's gonna go ahead and gonna install, and so we're gonna go through some selection options, and then we can take a break and come back when it's waiting for us to input the password for the administrator. Oops. So here it asks for, thank God it's not that VMware Windows installation. Otherwise, we had a terrible time in the VMware class for a few students here. So I'm going to go for
Windows Server 2022 evaluation ISO. Is that fine?
Oh man. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So there was a message coming to me in this that nobody can hear you. Wow, computer is playing with me. So anyway, what new machine wizard? What's going on here?
What do you press? Control that part. I don't understand. You like
Control Alt to release the mouse and click to select the screen and go inside the virtual world. Control Alt key. Control and Alt. So CTRL and ALT on. Look on your keyboard.
Yeah.
CTRL and Alt. Press both of them same, and then you will see the mouse coming out of the virtual environment.
So, then you can go and use the mouse.
Yes.
You click also in the middle window twice.
Or they're in.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear the teacher.
Communication.
Hey,
or
here go,
connectivity.
Raja. I have this 2022 standard evaluation mode. Is that fine? Okay.
The Panther, is it VM Workstation Pro? Is it free or we have to buy it?
Oh, we got it free from a Humber, right? Our VM class. Use the same ISO. Use the same key.
Can you send me the link?
Okay, it's gone now.
Anybody have a link?
You can just directly go to the VMware Workstation website to download it.
You can do that as well.
Oh, my machine is gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to the website.
No,
asking the
just go to
price.
the track.
Okay. If remember we had this Humber Gmail ID.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
email came in that Humber Gmail ID. So check your Humber Gmail, and then you should have that email there with you.
Okay.
It has the link to the download center.
Okay, I'll check.
Okay. So somehow my machine has gone too slow. I'm closing a lot of things here.
Amir bhai,
Yeah.
so when you start doing using mouse, so you click twice on setting and for reboot the Windows.
Yes, twice on settings. Well, it's recorded and you can follow the video now, but yeah, it's uh, to restart the Windows, I just clicked once, but I showed it twice, just to make the point clear.
Okay, okay.
Hey guys, so here I am selecting the desktop experience version, standard evaluation desktop experience, standard evaluation desktop experience. Oh, are you able to hear me?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, and okay, Mohsin, are you able to hear me as well?
It's standard or data center I have to use.
Yeah, it's this one, 22. Okay, standard evaluation desktop experience. Then you can choose data center, yes, which is okay. As long as it is desktop experience, you're okay. It has to be desktop experience. Either data center or standard, it's both are okay. And click next. And then I accept the Microsoft license terms. Next. So when it comes to upgrade or custom, so obviously we choose custom. We choose custom. Choose custard, not custard, custom. Food. Seriously. Next. That's it. No, nothing in the drive. Guys, now it is installing and we are on our way to a brilliant future. Seriously, we're just installing Windows here. Okay, so yeah, we meet after the break and then we try to go for the next steps. So what I'm gonna do is I will just try to put this class to break and I'll put the break. Okay, anyway, I was trying to go for an accent kind of thing. What? Where's my yeah, this. So my whole PC has gone slow. I'll start closing some of the million tabs in the browser, and hopefully we're able to understand what's going on. So as soon as I start my machine, the whole PC has gone seriously slow. I'll try to fix that. Okay, break and class starts. 12, 20, 30, 40. So 12, 40. Wow. I wrote all this. Okay, I'll just write it in what is app as well. App. Oh man, should not have given 8 GB RAM. That's not good. With your VM, so laptop running. So exactly. Trans mode. Yeah. I wrote the whole thing and it's still coming up. Break starts. No, ready. Put it in the wrong group. Seriously. Okay, now it's in the right group. Okay. Everyone back from the break. And so what we needed to do was um, Right. Okay, guys. So what we were doing was we were installing that on-prem environment, and we are continuing with that. So there is cloudblogger.co.in for free VMware badges in 2022. Okay, so free badges to boost resume if anyone would like to do so. Okay, nice resource shared by Jimin in WhatsApp or in the WebEx chat. So I'll just put it in WhatsApp as well. So let's go ahead, guys, and log into this. So the login information. Now, if I go to my VMware workstation, so it's asking for the password of the administrator. The local account is always administrator here in VMware as well as in Windows. In Linux, it's root. So small ABC, capital ABC, shift 123 without shift 123. So the class password that I've mentioned before as well. So I'm just using that class password, small ABC, capital ABC, shift 123, and without shift 123. Once we have put in that class password, I'm just going to click finito. And then I'm going to log in from that. So in VMware Workstation, you can just press these three white buttons here to send the control alt delete here. So it could show us the username password screen. So I'm just going to go for this. And administrator, so small MC, and it's going to log in. So once we log in, so there are certain tasks that we need to do. And after logging in from the newly installed Windows Server 2022, so what we need to do is make sure the evaluation version is activated for 180 days or 6 months. Second thing is install the VMware tools. Third thing is rename the OS to Win01. And fourth thing is check the time. Fifth is then let's put our let's put our static. No, we don't need actually static IP. Oh, we need to install Active Directory and DNS. So let's change the dynamic IP of the first NIC, although we have only one network card. I'm going to be adding the second one, dynamic NIC to a static IP, which is a requirement of or recommendation of Active Directory installation and DNS. So we're going to just go for 192.168. So static IP where equals, so IP is IP 192.168.200.0.1, and subnet mask would be 255.255.255.0, and gateway equals no one, and preferred DNS equals 192.168.200.1, same one as IP. And let's add a second NIC and keep it on NAT with dynamic IP, so we could still have internet in the machine. Let's take a snapshot of this machine after doing the above configurations. After that, let's install Active Directory and DNS. let's create another admin account. So I'm just putting all the steps there. Another admin account, which should be a copy of domain administrator, and login from it. Let's create 390 users with PowerShell script. So that would then conclude our configuration of the on-premises Toronto branch domain controller. We're pretending that it is that. And then we're going to start connecting if we have time. Otherwise, we're going to continue in next class. So we're going to start connecting the machine to the online stuff. So after logging in, so this is still on-prem configuration. On-prem. Okay, so on-prem. All right. So I'm going to go back here and I'll try to follow all these steps. So I'm going to go back to the machine. It says here, do you want this machine to be discovered in this network? I'll go for yes. If you click no, it's also okay. Doesn't really matter. Windows Admin Center, we don't need to install that. But here, we have internet connection here. So first thing is I'm going to, so server manager is here to manage the server. The name server manager. I'm going to minimize this. And right above the clock at the right bottom, I see that it's already 180 days valid. So this evaluation version, if it gets internet connection, it automatically, validates or activates the windows for 180 days, which is 6 months or more than enough for us. So once the activation is done, so this is activation, right? Once that is done, you see that message on my screen. Jamin says, why not? So Jamin, you have internet connection in your machine? Should. Yes, okay. So then, if you haven't changed it to static IP and you have internet connection, so it's a matter of time. You can just try to refresh like this, or start doing the next steps and keep the internet there, and it will eventually pop up. If it already does not have a key inserted, Windows key, activation key, or if it's not
I
tracked,
got it. Yeah, got it just now.
and so yeah, sometimes it takes time, but one or two restarts also solves this issue. All right, so we're gonna go for the next step here, and that is this. So this thing is done, and we're gonna go for now this. This is done. We need to install VMware tools that enables or activates all the drivers inside the virtual machine. And it's going to ask for a restart, but we're not going to restart here. We're going to also rename the machine to this name, and then we're going to restart. So in one restart, we'll do two things. First, let's install the VMware tools. This is very, very important. It's going to go on the top left here and right click it and go for install VMware tools. And then it's going to install here. Check your NIC. Yeah, so Jamin, you can check your network interface card. So it should not be showing here yellow. Again, it should be just like this. And if it shows yellow, then you don't have internet. And it should be on NAT. So if I right click here and go to settings, oh, you can see the message now. Okay, that's good. Now, we have gone to right click here and we've clicked the install VMware tools, and that has mapped the VMware tools to the CD DVD of this virtual machine. Just gonna click that yellow folder here. I'm gonna go to DVD, and then I'm going to go for setup 64. And then next install but not restart, because we need to also rename the machine. That also requires a restart. So two things will be implemented in one restart. All right, here, so I'm just gonna go here and click next finito, right? But I'm not gonna restart. So next to typical is next, it's okay. Install, it's okay. And so one name under Sunday, it's gonna start installing. All right, and I'm gonna click finish or install or something. And it's gonna ask for restart. Oh man, it shouldn't take that much time. I think I have opened so many couple of million stuff applications. That's why it should not have 200 GB. Now, instead of making it faster, it's making it slower. Okay, now it's installing all the drivers, so it's the screen you will see getting bigger here and display drivers because of that. So, and now it takes, I should have put 4 GB. Anyway, so it's going to be waiver tools, core services, now the bigger to run menu login. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and finish. And I'm not going to restart, so I'm going to click no here because I need to rename the machine. So how do I rename? I'll go to this suitcase icon here and this, and then I'm going to go to local server, and here I can also and name it as well. So computer name is this. I'll click that, and then I'll go to, because this is the full name here, so I'll just go here, change the name. Oh, come on in. So here, the computer name is so Win01, then okay and restart. Now you can restart, and it's gonna implement Vimmer tools as well as O and S. It's restarting, and it's gonna implement the two things. Now it's restarted. I'm just gonna click that. Three buttons here, and then we'll log in from the password small ABC server. And now it's logged in, and I'm going to check that what needs to be done. So these two things are done. And now if we go check the time, it's 1 o'clock, but the time of the machine, that's very, very important. It's 10 a.m. there. Seriously. So the time should be correct. I'll go there. And if the time is not correct, many network services will not work. So I'm going to go for date and time here. So the date is okay, but the time is not O and K. So when I come to the time, it says set time automatically. And yeah, it's actually the time zone is wrong. I'll go for we don't live in the mountain. We don't live in central. We live in Eastern time zone, US and Canada. And now it changes to 1 p.m., which is terribly good. Wow, that's a new way to say good. It is terribly good. It's good, terrible. It can't be, right? Right. So the time is correct now. And so time must be correct. So for this is, should I select member of domain or workgroup? Oh, we need to install the domain first. So right now, keep it as a workgroup and just rename the machine and restart. But we're going to be installing the domain now because for now, domain does not exist. So it cannot be a member of any domain. We're going to be creating the domain now. But in fact, okay, cool. And here we will be, so there's that, check the time, and that's done. Make sure the time is correct. For any network device, this is so crucial. Let's change the dynamic IP of the first NIC to a static IP, which is commonly a requirement of Active Directory. Then we're going to add a second NIC. I'm going to keep it NAT and dynamic, so it could keep us still providing internet. Because as soon as we change the IP of or we put the static IP here from this network card, we won't have internet connection anymore. So we have to add a second network card to keep getting the internet connectivity, right? So let's go to the first network card and just put some static IP here, these configurations. So I'll now go to the machine and the server manager and the local server, not Anwar, it's server. Okay. And so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go to the Ethernet 0, so local server, server manager, and Ethernet, and let's click that link here, and it opens a window with Ethernet 0. We're gonna double click that as well, and we will have to go to properties, and then we have to go to IPv4, and then we have to give a static I and P. So I'm just gonna go for properties. I'm gonna uncheck v6. No, v6 is imminent for IB version 6, so I'm just gonna keep it checked, but still, we should try to get more familiar with v6 related troubleshooting and pinging and IP addressing. Anyway, I'm just gonna double click v4 because we need to put a static IP here in v4. Double click that, use the following IP address. 201.68.200. Oops, it didn't write anything. Numlock, press that. On the numlock key. 192.168.200. Start. 1 and press tab to put the 255 to the 0. Then we go to the default gateway. We're not putting anything here in the default gateway. We're going to go for the preferred DNS. The preferred DNS, we go for the same IP. We put in the IP address. Once we put all this information, I think I should drop this. And then we go for this, the IP address is this for the first NIC. Then we go for the second NIC. And so I'll put this, what's wrong with me? That Proton I ate in the morning, it's acting, it's affecting me now. Okay, so here, press OK.
Can we keep the same IP address?
And we keep the same IP address, yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, so this is not vCloud, so you're doing it in your own machine, right? And I'm doing it in my machine, so yeah, we have no communication. So yes, you can keep the same IP address here. And once we put it this way, now we're good. All right. vCloud drama. Yes, Paul, vCloud. Oh man, seriously, I still am facing that. And in fact, the bad news is with the vCloud, Humber vCloud is that now the latest version, VMware 8, it's not working there. Ha! I'll be stuck with the 7 version until the Humber upgrades their VMware environment vCloud. Seriously. Okay, so now I'm going to check the whole thing here, and that is these. So let's add a second NIC and keep it on NAT with dynamic app. So we could still have internet in the machine. So we're gonna go for the second NIC, add the second NIC and keep it on NAT, which is the default configuration. All right. So let's add a second NIC and keep it on NAT with dynamic IP. Right, so I'm just going to go back there and just go to the machine. I need to add a second network interface card. In a physical machine, you would go down to the data center and you would turn off that machine and take out the cover. It's a rack server or a tower server or a blade. Well, blades may have a different mechanism, but you still have to take it out if you're upgrading it with network cards. But with the rack server, and you just take out the cover, put new network cards there, and then put back the cover, power on the server again. So that's what we're doing here. We'll go to settings, and then on the hardware, we have this button called add. I click that add, and then we're going to click network adapter. So we need to add a second network adapter. We select that and we click Nito. Okay, both are on NAT protocol, but one is on static IP. Because of the static IP, it won't be able to give us the internet connection. But the second one is on dynamic IP provided by NAT, so it's going to give us internet connection. So keep it as is and press O and K. So, oh, seriously. There's not enough disk space to save the virtual machine state. How dare you do that to me? I do not expect that from you. What? Space? Oh, okay. You guys need to leave. I am so sorry.
Sir, I turn off the guest OS, and from VMware I add it, and it's working for me.
Like you had the same issue?
No, actually, I didn't have your method. I just did it my way. When
Oh.
I put up the guest OS, I went to VMware, add a new NIC card, and then turn on the VMware.
Oh yeah.
Even the VM is not working.
Okay, yeah, it's working. For me, it's giving this error because it is. I ran out of space on my laptop, so it's my laptop thingy issue. That's why I'm just getting rid of the machines that take up a lot of space. And oops, it's just my machine that is taking a lot of space. Okay, so I'll just get rid of the recycle bin and what's the space here? Seriously. Okay, I have 29 GB now. I'll survive. So let us go back to this. I'm just gonna add the second NIC again and settings and add and network adapter, Ito, and we got the two NACs here. I'm just gonna press O and K, and now it should be good. Good, 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 good. Okay, so now once this is done, let's go ahead and try to yeah, so the second NIC is there, so we should be getting internet back now. Yeah, internet is back, so there's no yellow triangle here. We're good. Now we're ready to deploy the applications. So we're good to go for, first we're going to take a snapshot of this. So if something messes up in future, at least we can go back to this where all this was configured and we don't have to reconfigure all this as well. So let's take a snap and shot. I go up there to right click and then there's a snapshot and click take snapshot. So it's in time backup. So we can always revert back the machine to this state of configuration. Just gonna click take snapshot. And yeah, the more information, the better. When you're coming back to a snapshot, you should know that what were the configurations done. So activated static IP given renamed. Well, yeah, so that we did. There are some smaller things, but this is the major. This is the major step where we did. So you can just put the activated static IP given renamed. And once that has been put, then click take snap and shot. Take snapshot. Okay, so let it just keep taking the snapshot here. The left bottom, it's gonna go slow, but it is okay. Now we are ready to deploy some bigger stuff, which is the Active Directory. And let's install Active Directory and DNS. So we need to do that now. And if we go to the diagram, wow, man, this has really affected my machine performance here. I really need to put down. So guys, I'm just gonna degrade it to voice breaking as well. Okay. I'm gonna shut down this machine, change its RAM from HB. Okay, not bad.
So I put 8 GB RAM and it is working fine for me.
Yeah, my machine is too much else as and well. Oh, there's chat going on in the WhatsApp. So this is more than 30. Oh yeah. So Malik says that was when 110. Okay. Yeah. So Malik says just FYI, the section 17 is 30 days only trial. Will this limit our tests? Yes. So Malik, the thing is that are you able to hear me? Able to hear me fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay. So there was a question there in WhatsApp, and yes, we need this machine for 2 weeks, so 15 days, or maybe max 3 weeks. So we're going to be done with the labs that are needed in the service trial, because you've downloaded the latest version of Beamer subscription, and obviously, if you need to purchase expensive, it's like $300. So we don't need it to go more than 30 days. So within the 30 days, we should be able to install the labs.
So for Exchange, we don't need this one?
So in the course, I did mention that we're going for online exchange only, but I can share my older videos and the software. You can install the exchange yourself and practice. But we're not installing on-premise.
Thank you.
Otherwise, then, yeah, it's always welcome. And this course will be spread on multiple years. Okay, so now I try to shut down my machine. Yes, I'll turn it off. Oh man. So there's serious issues performance of my machine. Oh, it's shutting down now. Same virtual machine, state to snapshot 1, and then it's shutting down. So I'm waiting for my machine to shut down so I could change its RAM from 8 GB to 4 GB. And then I will have some space to breathe. All right. Okay, so now my machine is shut down, and I'll just change the RAM quickly. So yeah, the builder was saying that his machine is okay with 8 GB. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a poor guy, man. So my machine is like that. Your machine is like so. I'm just gonna power on GB. All right. So now,
Ideally, how much RAM do we need for this Win or 01?
like it's the more RAM is better, but I for normal functionality 4 GB is enough as well. Better have 8 GB. It's just gonna be a bit faster. But we are only having one operating system inside, that's it. And then Active Directory role would also require some RAM, but not that much. So 4 is also okay. 8 is better. 16 is even way better. It just goes faster.
So we can add more RAM right now, and later on we can reduce it. We're done setting up everything.
Yeah. So we can always add any RAM here in time. So, but I would not need that.
I have 16 GB. So is it okay for the whole course?
Yes. Yeah, that's very good. If you're giving 8 GB to it, does not slow down your laptop or desktop, then it's okay. Mine was slowing down viciously, so that's why I had to increase it to 4 GB. That's the only reason. So much open in the background. Okay. Administrators, and let's be logging again. So we have taken a snapshot. Now we're going to install the Active Directory and DNS. So we could just try to configure our environment environment on on-premises environment. You can properly configure it. I'll be sending you the PowerShell script files as well. So if I go back to the slide here, so yeah, now we're ready to install Active Directory and DNS. Let's do it.
Excuse me. The snapshot is done. Because you shut down the machine.
Snapshot, yes, before shutting down, it actually completed. So here, how to install the Active Directory on premises on an on-premises server. So we go to the server manager, we go to the dashboard, we go to the add roles and features, and we click it, and the installation. Then we select the role Active Directory domain services, and then it installs. So I'm just going to click the add roles and features here. And then we're going to click next. Role-based or feature-based installations, we're going to keep it selected because it's a role that we are going to deploy called Active Directory Domain Services. I'm just going to click next. It's Win01 and the IP, which is O and K. So I'm just going to click next. Here, we need to select the role. So it's the second one, which is Active Directory Domain Services, and select that. As soon as you select, there will be pop-up, and select that too. So I'm just going to select that, and this is the pop-up, and just click Add Features. So once that is selected, that's all we need. We don't need DHCP, and DNS doesn't need to be selected here because Active Directory installs DNS itself and even configures it as well. So just select this. Yep.
So where did you go for local server and then add roles? Where did you go for add roles? Local server to
So here,
manage?
no, not local server, dashboard.
Dashboard. Add roles.
And
Okay,
this
sir.
one.
Add
And
roles.
yeah, and it's just next until you reach this roles screen, and only select the second one.
So this I'm using with a small screen and it's making it everything is hidden underneath. Yes, sir.
Why is it small? Come on, man. Get a big TV.
Yeah, TV. Oh, yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yay. See? Okay. Okay. There you go. Next. And next. And next. And install.
So there is one Active Directory domain services, and there is Active Directory Federation services. Which one is it?
Second one, Active Directory Domain Services.
Okay, thank you, sir.
On the right.
So after that, there is .NET Framework 2.5 and all that things. Other things that are check in here.
Those we do not need, and they are
But
for different scenarios when you're installing different applications on top of the OS. Then you select that, like SQL Server.
so
If you're installing.
after selecting IT Directory, it went to this features tab.
Oh yes, select Add Features.
Add features.
That pop-up button.
No, so after server role, Active Directory, then it took me to this features tab, right? After
Oh
server
yes,
roles.
nothing there. So just next, finish.
No, it's not letting me go next without pressing something.
Mm.
My next is deactivated. I mean, it's in grayed out.
Okay, go back. Click the back button, and what did you select there?
Active Directory domain service, add features.
Yeah, click the Add Features.
Yes, yes, and now it's going on. Thank you.
All right, and it's installing the feature installation, and then it's taking time.
So there was the option to restart after installation. Do we tick that or not?
No. Wow, it's taking that much time. Even 4 GB does not. Rather, amazing. You have this class in patio or something, or backyard.
Sir, mine is done. I think my system is really fast. Filter
Whoa,
insertion done.
man, that's too slow. Oh, it just finished. I think I had to do this, shake it up a little like this. Then, okay, guys, so this is done. There's a button here called Promote this server to a domain controller, but some students love this close button. They love to click it. So if you have clicked this button and did not click this, so I'm going to click that too because that same link is here as well in the yellow triangle. So I'll close this in support of few students, I guess. I'm just going to click that yellow triangle and then promote this server to a domain controller. Let's do that. And then we can then put the domain name. Obviously, when we are creating a Microsoft network, we need to give it a name. So then it's the third option called add a new forest. And in this forest, you have to give a name something dot. So there has to be a dot in this format. It will only accept. Otherwise, it won't let you go ahead. So you have to go for some domain name. I'm going to go. Suppose I have opened a food company, right? And especially snacks company. So I'll go for samosa.local. Seriously, am I doing that? Okay, anyway. So yeah, you can put any other name, .local. There has to be a dot. There has to be a prefix or something before the dot and suffix or something after the dot. So I'll just go for that samosa.local. That's our company name and snack food, but there's so many such, companies in GTA, Greater Toronto area right now. They're all selling samosas. Samosa King, samosas. What am I talking about? Okay, let's go ahead. Next. And this means I can purchase a domain called on godaddy.com domain, samosa.ca. Anyway, here, let me see, got to see chip123.chip123. So there's a password that you need to give in case you have to recover from Active Directory, right? So once you do that, and you can see that the DNS is checked, so it's going to install DNS role and it's going to configure it as well, which is good. So I'm just going to click next. So now nothing to do on this page. It's just saying that, hey, where's your DNS server? So we are in the process of installing DNS server. It's not yet installed. That's why it's saying that, and we can ignore this. And click next. Nothing here. Now it's going to suggest that, okay, for those old applications that do not connect with your network with a format something dot something. So those applications only detect your network or Microsoft network or domain if it has one name, not something dot something, but just something or just the name. So they're saying that for those old applications that still detect the old format. So yes, this is the name that you can give to those applications for them to connect to your Active Directory. We don't make any changes here and click next. And come on. Now it's just a folder path that, oh, we're going to install here Active Directory. We say, yeah, sure, why not? Go ahead. Next. And this is the summary. Review your selections. So nothing here as well. Next. It's going to give us a summary, and then we are going to have a re and start.
Quick question. At the beginning, you choose a new forest, right?
So it says here, Windows Server 2022 domain controllers have evolved, blah blah blah. So what they're saying is, if you have an old Windows, machine, it's not going to be able to communicate securely with that. We don't have an old machine, so we're okay. We can ignore that. Second thing, it's saying that it detects a dynamic IP here. But we know that we have put a static IP, as well as there's a second network card has dynamic, first network card has static. So do have a static IP, although it says that, oh, I don't want dynamic IP. Although it's just a warning, it's gonna still let us go ahead first. Okay, and then the third one says that, oh, where's your DNS? So we already said in the previous page that, hey, we're in the process of installing DNS server, so chill, ignore. So we can ignore this warning as well, and it's going to let us go ahead still. So we can ignore all the above warnings, and we can click the and stall.
Sir, I'm
It's
stuck
right.
with add new forest screen.
You're stuck with the forest screen? Why?
So we don't add as a new forest because the internet is not good, so I can't hear it clearly.
Is it breaking for everyone, or is it breaking just for me?
Me.
I mean, your voice is breaking for me. Maybe it's my
For
connection to
everyone.
It's
you.
breaking for me as
For
well.
everyone.
Oh, so Dipendra, you're lucky one. So your voice is breaking for everyone. So, but you can you share the screenshot of your screen on WhatsApp, and I can let you know. But do not give any space and use the third option.
Yeah, third option is add new forest, and then it's asking for root domain name.
Yeah. So give Dipendra.local, or something
Okay.
local. That's it. Without space. It has to be a something dot something. I've clicked the install button, and it is in the process of installing. It's going to automatically restart as well. So let it go and restart as and well.
So the next screen is asking for DSRM password.
Mhm.
So just give any password.
Yeah, give the class password or any password there. And wow, it's oh yeah, now it's gonna restart. There you go. You're about to be signed out, so it's gonna sign us out, which is okay. You don't need to do anything. Let it just go restart.
Create DNS delegation, yes or no? Check or not check.
Just next, because we are unable to check it anyway. It's grayed out, so just click next. I'm putting on WhatsApp these objectives as well.
One moment I'm ahead of the class, and next I'm lagging behind.
Yeah, so it heard that, oh, you're going ahead of the teacher. Okay, let me see. And then
It's the microwave. Somebody runs a microwave, my internet goes down. I've
oh,
noticed that.
microwave takes down internet.
Yeah.
Slow down.
So then you go techno altogether.
It just restarts.
Your all voice is choppy, and then I can't hear, and the internet is like bad after that.
Oh, microwave. Yeah.
This morning, only 2-3 times I noticed the same thing.
Wow.
Moving ahead with the installation and starting the installation in the program.
Oh, okay. That's
Stop.
good. So carry on, yeah. Next.
It's in our VMware class as well.
This is all what?
We did this in VMware class as well.
Exactly. So after installation and restart, then we totally go different path. Yeah, still there. Yeah, we did that.
Excuse me, sir. So the net BIOS name takes automatically, right? I type to admin forest. So mine's like is blank. It doesn't comes with the name that I typed in
The
forest.
first thing? Hmm.
Yeah, it
Oh,
says
that
blank and I
is not
can
good.
type manually.
Yeah, then manually put exactly the same name which you put back there as first name dot last name. So put the first name manually and next. But that's not good. It should always take automatic.
I don't know.
Okay. When you can mute the mic.
That's not mine. There's nobody behind me.
Oh, okay. Dependra, you can mute the mic. So my PC is ready and it's installed with Active Directory. And when I click this Control Alt Delete, the three buttons, now you should see this. Oh, my favorite Samosa. Samosa / administrator. So that's my domain name. And so your domain name should be showing / your username should be showing. So that is the case. Oh man, it's weekend and why do I have to put the name samosa? Now I have to go and purchase it and eat it. Okay. I was gonna say eat alive. Seriously. Okay. So it's just veggie. Now I'm just gonna go inside. Password and log in. Now with Active Directory and DNS installed, the next step would be, although I put there that create a new domain admin, but so this one is done. Like I haven't really checked it, but let me just open the Active Directory and DNS console windows. So I will. So the server manager is loaded. I need to confirm if Active Directory is installed. I need to confirm if DNS is installed, and let's go ahead. Go ahead, but the time is very limited now. So here, tools, there is Active Directory written there, and then there is DNS also, B and 10 there. But what we need to do is we need to go to this dude here, Active Directory users and computers. Mhm.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
When you were as a domain administrator, you log in, so you use the password when you were creating the Active Directory. Those
Yes.
password. Okay.
Exactly. It's the password of the administrator. So remember that when we were installing the machine and it stopped at the password screen. So at that time, I put the password, that password I'm using. At the start of the Windows installation, at one place it stopped. So, and that was the password of the administrator account. So that's the password that I'm using. So during Active Directory installation, I put a password there. No, if it was a different password, then no, that's not the password that I logged in right now from. Logged in from the administrator's password. So if I click here and hover my mouse here, so I'm logged in from administrator account. That's the password I used. Okay. Here you can see that the domain is there, samosa.local. And if you expand, there are a few folders here. We also call it containers. And you can see here users container. In the users container, Microsoft has created few users and groups there. So two faces here means groups and one face here means user. There are only two users. One is administrator and one is guest. Guest is always blocked by default. Administrator is open. This is the most powerful user here. We will not be using this user. In fact, we're going to be creating an exact copy with all the privileges that this user has. We're going to create a copy user. That user will also have the same privileges. Right? And we're going to keep it as a backup in case we mess up with the second user count in some way and we cannot log in. So this user will also still be there for us to log in. So I'm in the users container and there's the administrator. I'm going to right click this and copy and click the copy button. And I'm going to create a new user and whose name would be your first name admin. Right? So I'm just going to right click here, disease. I'm going to copy. And so all the privileges and powers of that user will be copied to this new user that I'm creating. So Amir admin, you can use your name, your first name admin. I'm going to use my first name. So Amir admin, and I'll copy the whole thing, right click and copy. Then user logon name. So I'm just going to right click and paste. So it should look like this now. First name, full name is this, and the user logon name with which you log in will be this, right? And it's an exact copy of the add me is tray enter. So I'll just put that here as well in WhatsApp as a screenshot. It's an important step. So yeah, that's it. And next, I'll give it exactly the same password as a class password. In production environment, obviously you would give a different difficult password. Here, I'm just going to put the same because it's a training environment. So let me see, KWC, shift123 without shift123. And I'll keep it to password never expires. Otherwise, in production environment, we go for password expiration. Anyone knows, this is a trick question. Maybe no one knows, or maybe your chat GPT could tell you right away. So what is the default password expiry limit for all the user accounts in Active Directory? Anyone knows that? What's the default password expiry?
3 months.
And
3 months.
how many?
Months. Months.
2 months? No.
3 months.
How many days?
90 days.
That's
No.
60 days.
This
It's 40 days.
Very, very near, but not exactly.
7
Right?
7 days.
No. So it
10 days,
is.
bro.
So its default is. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, Jazz and Fozia said exactly 42 days. Guys, we have ChatGPT, we have Google University, but no, we were guessing actually. Okay, so just go ahead and type and no. So yeah, it's 42 days. Okay, so yeah, there you go. The answer is 42 days, and if password never expire is never ever recommended in a production environment, just a training environment. So that's why I'm doing that. Next, infinito. Malik says in the chat, do we need DHCP server at this stage? And no, actually, DHCP is for other machines, Windows 10 and client machines, client operating systems. Huh. You know what? That is a very, very good question. You know why? Because for our next labs, although I said that we're going to be using VMware Workstation for 30 days, no, because later when we start Exchange Server, we would have. I'm not going to go for the on-premises Exchange Server, but I will be going for the Windows 10 client machine. So at that time, we would have created as well that. So what I'm saying is that these are the servers. Even if Exchange Online is there, you need a client machine where you will be installing a client, email application called Outlook, and we will be connecting to that Outlook in Windows 10 or Windows 11. Also, we will be installing actually Teams client as well. Those are client software side of this. So we'll be handling or managing their server side from Exchange Server. Exchange Server handles Outlook, all emails, and Teams administrator. It handles client version of Teams. So because we're going to have a client machine, so it's good to have a DHCP in that case and to join this machine to the domain. So that's a very good question. So this would be Windows 11 or 10, whichever, 10 or 11, 10/11, because we need the client software to connect online services to them. We also need Windows 10 and 11 to actually be registered in our Microsoft Azure Active Directory, because Intune will be managing the device as well. So that is all coming on the client machine. So we need a client side, and client always is connected with DHCP. So yes, we need DHCP as well. So that's a good question. Malik says in the chat, there was an option in dashboard to do. Yeah, at that time I didn't plan to do this, or I forgot, I guess. But then I realized now that yes, we were gonna install client. So when I was gonna start Exchange Server, I would have said, okay, let's install Outlook on your machine, and then I would have said, okay, let's install Windows 10. Better, it's good to remember now and plan it. And so I'm putting it in the plan as well. So next week, what we're going to do is, because it's 148 now, so we're going to install DHCP, we're going to install Windows 10, 11, and join this machine to our current domain controller. So we will have a proper on-premises environment is ready to connect to cloud and to cloud applications. So whatever users we create here, those users can actually log in from this Windows 10, 11 as well, from the local domain. And then those users will be actually logging in from the cloud as well, which will be, I don't know, it will become more complicated, but that's the fun part. Anyway, so yes, now guys, I'll be putting this as a step that we need to install. What is he calling me? Also, okay, sending 50. Right. This all happened during the class. Seriously. Okay, so we install. Let's create. We install DHCP. Better to create now the initial infrastructure. Otherwise, we could have created that during Exchange Server as well. We install DHCP. Need install. Okay. We need to also install Windows 10/11. So I'll be giving the link for ISO, but we're gonna install together, but download it before. So I'll give that link now. Install Windows 10/11. Join it to, okay, that's another point. Join it to domain. Test login from PowerShell created user when these users are created. Okay, so we have a better or a bit more bigger on-premise environment to connect to the cloud, so which is always a good idea. So yeah, join it domain, test login, blah blah blah. Let's create admin account. Yeah, this is something we are doing now, so I'll just put it here as a step. We are creating a new account, and we're gonna out from the administrator. We're gonna log in from this domain admin account. So another admin account. I named it domain admin already. So we're doing this step, and that would be our last step for the day. And we're gonna still continue creating our environment next class, and we already have an online environment which is 90 days, so it's pretty cool thing, very good thing. And yeah, so let's carry on with and finish the lab first. So I have created a Amit admin account which has the exact powers of the most powerful account here in this domain. So I need to log out from administrator. I need to log in from Amit admin. And throughout the course, we'll be logging in only from first name admin. So let's do that now. Log out from administrator, log in from this account. Right. I'm just gonna right click here and go to this and sign out. And just go to the three buttons there. And instead of Samosa / administrator, it will be Samosa / Amin admin. Right? So I'm just going to go for other user. And well, it still says that it has detected the domain. So we're in the correct domain. Inside this domain, the user Amir admin is there. Your first name admin, Amir admin. Just type that, and it's going to detect that, oh yes, that is a user also here. And whatever the password, so class password, small is equals to click the class password here and log in. So we're creating our basic environment, on-prem environment very carefully, so it should still work for the whole lab. Now, like you had asked for in the WhatsApp that, hey, it's gonna be for 30 days. So yes, Jamin had some solution for you. Use that solution. Okay, so yeah, but we would need VMware Workstation a bit longer. That. Okay, so once we logged in from this is it. We're gonna continue from here with those extra steps. So I'll just put the newer version of this slide, copy of that in WhatsApp. And we have already created the online environment. So that's very good. So the lab will become more a bit more exciting-er. Tasks to do before next week are, so tasks to do before next week. Next week. Please go to www.godaddy.com and purchase a new cheap domain. Make sure that on checkout it is only $1 and a few cents, as long as it's less than $2. And if it shows more, like $10 or more, then don't purchase. Go back and check what options accidentally got selected. Also, do remember to uncheck auto renew when it is made available. Click usually after 3 months, more or less. It's made available to be clicked, so you don't have next year. Will charge you actually $20 for that or $29. So you will be saved from that if you clicked auto, if you unchecked auto renew here. ONK. So that is next week task. So I'll put that next week task here as well. You can purchase the domain whenever before that, and also this diagram has slightly changed as well. So I'll just put the newer or changed
Sir,
version here as well.
today recording available on YouTube or WhatsApp?
Today's recording will also be on YouTube open, but after that, next recordings will be all available in YouTube, but with your Gmail authentication. Only students of this class will be able to see the third class recording, but this is also going to be available for everyone on YouTube. Open. Okay, guys, so have a nice weekend. There's a nice weather outside, and please repeat all the lab again. It's gonna get more complicated every class. So
Sir, can you just send the link on the WhatsApp for that, please?
oh yeah, for
Recording.
yes, as soon as the recording is available, I'll put it on YouTube and put it on WhatsApp because it is uploaded to YouTube. Also, guys, you need to have the link to download the so download Windows 11. It's going to be a pro or an enterprise, right? Professional or enterprise? Professional, professional trial ISO. Because do not go for the competition. It won't work with the network. So Windows 11 Enterprise is better. So this is the link to download Windows Enterprise. So please download Windows 11 Enterprise file ISO and we will install it together in the next class. So do that.
Can you help us send the link to? Can you send the link to the WhatsApp chat? The link to download the Windows 11 Enterprise.
Oh yeah, I already put it there just now.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool, welcome. Okay, so make your lab requirements there done before the next class. So we're gonna go slowly, a bit fastly. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So have a nice weekend. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Nice
have a
weekend
weekend.
too.
Bye.
Yes, sir. Have a great
All
weekend.
right.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye
thanks
bye.
everyone. Have a nice
All right.
weekend.
Thank you.